Have you downloaded the new version of the Sports Zone Radio mobile app? Then what are you waiting for? It's free, and it's the simplest, most direct way to tune in our live and archive broadcasts of Northland basketball, the Friday Night Football Show, everything we do at Sports Zone Radio, including our live video streams. Just go to your iPhone or Android app store, search for Sports Zone Radio and our iconic Z logo. Can't miss it, and download it. Simple. This is Floyd Simmons thanking you for listening and watching and downloading the Sports Zone Radio mobile app.
Insurance is a must, but that doesn't mean you must go broke just paying for it. Contact Joe Bjorn State Farm Insurance for a game plan on saving more of your money. Joe and his team offer home, life, auto insurance, and more. With Joe as your insurance quarterback, you'll score big each and every time. And with State Farm cheering you on, how can you lose? Joe Bjorn State Farm Insurance, providing blanket coverage of the entire White Mountains. Call Joe at 928-536-7101. That's 928-536-7101.
This is Sports Zone Radio. Champions play here at Sports Zone Radio. It's time to tee it up and kick it off. It's time for the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week. Presented by Hatch Toyota. Sports Zone Radio brings you unmatched coverage of football from around the White Mountains and beyond. No one does it like Sports Zone Radio. And now you can live stream HD video of our broadcast coverage exclusively at sportszone123.com and on the Sports Zone Radio mobile app. All part of the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football Show. The Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week is presented by Hatch Toyota. Chaz Hatch refuses to lose a deal over $1. Hard-hitting broadcast coverage of White Mountains football is up next. Now, let's take you out to the field and join our broadcast team for tonight's Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome into the Dome, the Round Valley Dome, for tonight's broadcast of the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week. It's presented by Hatch Toyota, and it's all a part of the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football Show. Welcome to the Dome, where tonight Round Valley gets to play a pickup game of sorts. They were supposed to play the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets tonight. That game was supposed to be at Paul Morrow Stadium. But earlier this week, word went out that there was a COVID-19 outbreak of some kind, some nature, that involved the Blue Ridge football program, and because of that, they had to cancel the game. Round Valley, well, they're perfectly healthy, and they went around searching. They found an opponent, and the team that they're going to play tonight comes into town from the far west Valley area. I'm telling you, the drive from Estrella Foothills to Round Valley High School to the Dome, that's got to take every bit of 5 hours to get here. Especially when you talk a little bit, talk about the weather, the traffic a little bit. Was it about 5? How many hours? 5.5 hours, one of the assistant coaches tells us. And, yeah, it's a long drive. I'm sure they stopped off somewhere and stretched their legs, maybe in Payson on the way up here. But a long drive, and I think that Round Valley is just very thankful to be able to get this game. And for Estrella Foothills, the fact that they had a hole in their schedule helps immensely. A team like Round Valley that wants to keep the momentum going. How about this Round Valley team that is undefeated? 7-0 on this campaign on the season. Only 3 undefeated teams remain in 3A football. Last week there were 4, but then Round Valley beat Sholo, who was undefeated. That leaves Valley Christian, the number 1 ranked team in the state, and River Valley, also undefeated and ranked number 3. Sandwiched in between is this number 2 ranked Round Valley team at an identical record of 7-0. Any one of those 3 teams at the top could end up being the top seed by the end of the season. Of course, Snowflake at number 4 right now might ask you to pump the brakes on any kind of predictions as to who's going to be the top seed by the end of the year, because there are a couple of weeks after this one left. Who knows what happens? And if you're the Lobos, you might continue to ascend up the charts, up the rankings. The Lobos jumping to number 4 this week after being ranked number 7 last week. And so I believe it was number 7 last week. Snowflake now the number 4 ranked team with just the 1 loss they have on their record. Right behind them, by the way, at number 5 in the 3A rankings with the same 6-1 record is American Leadership Academy. Closely following them is Yuma Catholic, and they've got a 6-1 record. Cholo at 6-1 is ranked number 7 now after losing to Round Valley last Friday night. That's what the rankings look like. That's how that shapes up. But how about the opponent tonight for Round Valley? How about Estrella Foothills? They have been playing 4A football for, I believe, 3 or 4 years now, since their days of competing in the 3A. And there were times when they had a highly competitive team at the 3A ranks, but because of the size of the school, eventually they were moved up. Well, they're on a 4-game losing streak right now. They opened the season with their only win. That was back on September 3rd when they beat Paradise Honors in a close game, 37-35. Since then, they have suffered losses to Bradshaw Mountain, Raymond S. Kellis High School, to Yunker, and to Betty H. Fairfax as well. That was last week, and the final there was 42-27. So they have been struggling, and they are ranked pretty low in the 4A ranks right now. They are number 41 for the season so far in the 4A rankings. And that's who Round Valley gets to battle tonight. Down on the field, it's time for the national anthem. Well, the national anthem is in the books, and it was a great performance. Those of you who are listening to our broadcast may not have actually heard the audio of the national anthem presented. And the young man who did sing did a great job. So if you didn't get that audio, my apologies to you. As we work around, try to figure out how to get that audio actually working. We'll work on that for you. How's that sound? Hey, there it is. Unfortunately, did not get that audio in time to catch the national anthem. But it was well done, and the young man, the high school student here at Round Valley that sang it, Jaden Austin, is the son of Rochelle Austin, who is my broadcast partner in the mornings on the Hatch Toyota Good Morning Show here on 98.5 KRFM. And Rochelle happens to be making her debut tonight with us as a camera operator. So Rochelle is on the broadcast with us here tonight. There was a whole family thing going on at the Dome. Unfortunately, we just did not get that audio your direction, and our apologies on that. Down on the field, the captains getting together to discuss it. We'll get a coin toss. We'll get a football game going on here at the Dome. We welcome you in. Thank you for joining us. Tell your friends where to find us. The Sports Zone Radio YouTube channel, our Sports Zone Radio Facebook page as well. And the guy with the white hat there is Greg Chavez Jr.
It is tails.
And he calls it. It's been won, the coin toss won by Estrella Foothills. They will defer to the second half. Round Valley will get the ball first here in this one tonight. And they'll choose which sides to defend. And we'll get rolling on tonight's broadcast of the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota. Thank you for joining us, everybody.
Let's go.
And we are about to see if this Round Valley team can move to 8-0, stay undefeated here in the 2021 football season, ranked number 2 in the state. Team that is saddled down with their first loss of the year is playing at home as well. I'm talking about the Shola Cougars. They're taking on Payson. If you're looking at the 3A East region standings right now, Round Valley and Snowflake are tied at 2-0 at the top. The conference record, if there were to be a need to implement that as far as the tiebreaker goes, the conference record favors Round Valley at the moment, but only at the moment. They're 5-0 against other 3A teams. Snowflake is 5-1. Those two teams, as I said, Round Valley and Snowflake, are so far undefeated in the region. That is going to set up big matchup. Let's see, next week, yeah. Snowflake will come to the Dome to take on Round Valley next Friday night. We would expect that both teams will remain unbeaten in the 3A East region. Snowflake is the decided favorite to win at home tonight against Winslow. But if the Bulldogs pull off that upset, that's going to make Round Valley smile a lot, that's for sure. Now, this is not a region game for Round Valley tonight. So the best that Round Valley can be in region play going into Snowflake's game is 2-0. Snowflake can be 3-0. That means a half-game lead in the standings over Round Valley going into that game. And then, of course, a win by Snowflake, for all intents and purposes, we think would make them the region champions. But we don't entirely know, because it seems every year when we jump ahead, you try to make a prediction on that. Well, then Sholo comes along, and then Sholo beats them at the end of the year. And all of a sudden you force a three-way tie kind of scenario, right?
Here we go.
Yeah, so there's a lot of football to be left and played. And next week's game, Snowflake and Round Valley, is not necessarily a region championship game, okay? So I would say don't call it that just yet. Here's the opening kick and return by Seth Wiltbank for Round Valley. And folks, we're underway. Tonight's broadcast of the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week. Seth brings it out, and he crosses the 35 to the 37-yard line. And the sophomore quarterback, the left-hander, Riker Marble, will lead the offense out for Round Valley. He was one of 3 different players selected last week as Sports Zone Radio players of the game. And Marble will take the snap out of the gun and give it to Seth Wiltbank up the middle. Seth battles his way across the 40-yard line down to the 41, a 4-yard gain for Wiltbank. As the Elks get the action underway. And they open up with a possession at their own 37-yard line. Now to the 41. Second down at 6. This Elks team was penalized 12 times in the first half last week against Sholo, and that did not deter them on their way to victory. Quick pass, catch made, and an 11-yard gain. Over the middle, Trayson Merrill, the tight end, hauls in the pass from Riker Marble. And the Elks pick up their first down of the game. They'll take it into Wolves territory. Ball is down at the 48-yard line. Quick look-in pass over the middle, and Merrill did the rest. An 11-yard gain. Round Valley moving the ball ahead.
Round Valley High School students just south of the Dome. Riker Marble.
Marble hands off, and Wiltbank is going to take it
3 yards on the play.
right between the guards. They tried to trap in the middle, and Wiltbank got to the 45-yard line for the Elks. A 3-yard pickup on first down. But for the Elks, moving the ball ahead.
Don't forget the White Mountain Regional Medical Center Auxiliary.
That'll bring up second down. Second and 7 for the Elks. Opening drive of the game, and they've got the ball with 3 receivers split out to the right at the Wolves' 45-yard line. 2 receivers left, empty backfield. Normally, the Elks in this situation will motion somebody into the backfield, but they're not going to this time. And Marble's looking down the seam all the way. He's got a man, Wiltbank, behind the defense. Makes the catch at the 15. Takes it into the end zone for the opening points of the game. A 45-yard touchdown strike as Wiltbank ran right by the safety, made the catch, and Seth takes it in for the touchdown. So just a minute and 58 seconds into the action. Seth Wiltbank caps off the opening drive, a 63-yard opening drive. Just a 4-play drive, a minute and 58 seconds off the clock. Cashes it in for a touchdown. The Elks are on the board, everybody. They lead 7-0 with the point after successful. And we'll grab a timeout. Word in from Ace Hardware of the White Mountains. Thanks for joining us at the Round Valley Dome. The Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
When it comes to paint, whether you're looking for interior or exterior paint, Dunn Edwards provides quality solutions to make all your painting projects look professional. And the home of Dunn Edwards in the White Mountains is Ace Hardware in Sholo, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard. Thanks to Dunn Edwards, Ace has the best interior paint for your home or office, and their exterior paint will stand up to the wear and tear of our tough seasonal weather. When it's time to paint, it's time to visit Ace Hardware of the White Mountains for high-quality Dunn Edwards interior and exterior paint and primer.
The year was 2011. Tim Tebow was still playing quarterback in high school, but he was about to become a legend. With his team behind 17-0, he was tackled and broke his leg. Despite the excruciating pain, he told his coach, "Don't take me out of the game, I want to play." Tim led his team back and scored the game-winning touchdown on a 20-yard run. The start of the Tim Tebow legend. This is Sports Zone Radio's Byron Brown with a message from Beeler Orthodontics in Sholo. A message to every young White Mountains athlete to never give up. Beeler Orthodontics. Live life with a smile.
Thank you, Byron Brown, and welcome back into the action. The kickoff is returned by Estrella Foothills out to near the 20-yard line. They'll be stopped shy of that on that return, and it was Cannon Scrimmager who brought it back. What a great football name, Scrimmager. That's what teams are that play those early season games. They're scrimmagers. And he brings it back out. He is knocked down at the 17-yard line, and that'll be a first down. And the first time we get to see Estrella Foothills on offense today. If we've got some Wolves fans tuned in, thank you for being with us. Today's broadcast, as they will go up the middle with the football. Did you happen to see who carried it? All right, William Bonniger. I'm going to have to look at that spelling, Bontriger. And he is actually going to gain 3 yards to the 20-yard line. They fake it over the middle. The pass attempt is incomplete. Good job defensively to break it up. Seth Wiltbank, the intended receiver, was Jacob Treppa. And that is, as mentioned, incomplete. So after a 3-yard gain and then an incomplete pass, it's 3rd down and 7 with the ball at the 20-yard line. And the throw down the middle of the field is incomplete. They were looking down the seam to Alan Becker. And the pass from the quarterback, Cutter Briscoe, is a little bit off the mark. Incomplete pass. The first 2 pass attempts don't work out the way they'd like them to. And here is the quarterback out of the short snap with nobody back deep to kick it away on 4th down and 7. And it is fielded on the hop in Round Valley territory. Well, that is a 3 and out. And a punt will put Round Valley in good field position. They did not send anybody back to return it. And it's all the same anyway to Round Valley, because I think they have a lot of confidence in the offense and their ability to do something with it. They'll work from their own 46-yard line on a brand new possession. Leading right now 7-0 here in the first quarter, 9:18 on the clock, and Riker Marble lines up in the shotgun. He'll send Rowdy Rivera in motion, handoff to Seth Wiltbank, who I believe was struggling with the handles on the ball, doing as much to protect the football as he was to try to get forward progress, and he is dropped down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play for Wiltbank, and defensively a nice job up front by Donnell Danley and others across the front of Estrella Foothills. Second down play Fake it, throw quickly right side to the tight end, Trayson Merrill. Merrill battling, and he is going to gain 5 extra yards after initial contact because he refused to go down. It wasn't a question in his mind. He was not going to be stopped before getting a sizable gain, and he ends up with a 9-yard pickup on the play. He takes it out to the 45-yard line and into Estrella Foothills territory. 3rd down and a yard coming up. I'll tell you what I'd like right here. I'd be throwing deep down the field again here on 3rd down and short. 3 receivers left. Wiltbank in the backfield with Riker Marble, and they're going to throw quickly to Merrill. Merrill, trusty tight end, will once again gain another 5, maybe 6 yards after contact. 10 yards picked up on this play to the 35-yard line, and Trayson is just a dangerous, dangerous weapon. We don't often see tight ends that are feature players in the offenses of these teams around the White Mountains. In fact, I'm not sure you see them anywhere in high school football for the most part. It seems so rare so far and few between, right? Few and far between. But Trayson Merrill, I mean, we've watched him develop into a go-to weapon. He'll line up on the inside of that 3-receiver set to the left of the formation. They'll give it to Wiltbank on the high snap. Brought down, given to Seth. He dips inside some tacklers, goes down the sideline, and Seth is going to find the end zone again for a 2nd time today, and the 1st time running the football. Seth did a great job. He can see those running lanes so well, and Seth takes it in from 35 yards out this time. We are less than 5 full minutes into the game. Seth Wiltbank has his 2nd touchdown already. This one coming at 7:15 on the clock and capping off a 54-yard drive.
Marble with the kick. 7:15 left in the first. Round Valley Elks lead.
The Round Valley Elks, by the way, have an injured. Their kicker is injured, and so Riker Marble has taken over those duties for the team. Doing a pretty good job. He has tacked them both on here against Estrella Foothills. And at the 7:15 mark of the first quarter, our score here, Round Valley 14 and Estrella Foothills 0. Stand by. The kick on the way. The Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
The team at Beeman Well Drilling is like a great football team. They work hard, they work as a team, and they play to win. Their reputation is second to none, and they proudly call the White Mountains their home, even though they complete projects throughout the entire southwestern United States and beyond. No project is too big or too small for Beeman Well Drilling, so when the time comes for you to punch a hole in the ground, remember the White Mountains' top well drilling team, Beeman Well Drilling. Call anytime, 928-205-7647. Go deep with Beeman Well Drilling.
Switch to Naked Mobile today, and for a limited time, you'll get the Google Pixel 2 XL free. The Google Pixel 2 XL with a bigger 6-inch display, super fast performance, and greater battery reserve. This phone delivers. Activate with Naked Mobile and get the Google Pixel 2 XL for free when you switch and purchase 3 months of our $60 a month 20GB LTE data plan. Did we mention it's bigger, faster, stronger, and it's free? Naked Mobile with coverage on America's best networks. No contract, no credit check, no hidden fees. Available at any Cellular One store near you or at nakedmobile.com.
Back into the action, and Riker Marble will line up to kick the ball away for the Elks. This one is somewhat high but short, fielded at the 11-yard line. And after breaking a tackle brought out across the 35-yard line, Estrella Foothills marked down there at that spot. On the return, Cannon Scrimmager. That's probably not the correct pronunciation, but I like it, and we'll go with it until corrected. As we approach 7 minutes on the clock here in the first quarter at the Round Valley Dome, the Elks comfortably in front, and Estrella Foothills back on offense. Their quarterback, Cutter Briscoe.
For number 2, please.
Senior quarterback lines him up. Takes the snap, rolling to his right. Briscoe sets, and he throws on a little crossing route. The short route pass is caught and taken across midfield. Nice gain on the play. On this first play from scrimmage, on the receiving end was Jacob Treppa. It ends up being 15 yards on the pass play. And the first down after going 3 and out the last time Estrella Foothills had the football. Quarterback running the RPO, keeps it himself, and Briscoe is knocked down in the vicinity of the Round Valley 45-yard line. A gentleman that steps up to make the tackle is Kyler Rominger. And a 4-yard. And make it, well, let's see. Check, see where they got marked. 4 yards, the gain on the play for the quarterback, Briscoe. He's in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the left. Sets and quickly throws to the solo on the right side of the formation. Steps out of bounds, but not before a first down is picked up on the play by Scrimmager. Let's watch the mark of it. About the 37-yard line, so that's a 7-yard pickup on the play. And Estrella. Or do they like to be called Foothills? Maybe that's the more appropriate, right? The more appropriate abbreviated name of the school, Foothills. They got another first down in the series, and we'll get a quarterback sack. And look who comes downhill to make the play, as we've seen him now so many times this year already. Trayson Merrill, the junior, the defensive end, is able to drop the quarterback for a 2-yard loss, and that we call officially a sack, as he was back to throw, decided to run, but Merrill trapped him in the backfield. And another quarterback sack for Trayson Merrill. Saw him get sacks consecutively on plays last week against Sholo. 2 big plays late in the second half to help shut down a threat from the Cougars. And there he is coming up big early on in this game. Second down and 12 now. They'll give it straight up the middle, and that's a nice pickup between the guards. A 6-yard gain on this play. Foothills giving the ball to William Bontrager. And Bontrager is junior running back. And a very nice pickup on the play. Gained 6. Third down and 6 now, and right straight up the middle. Big fella right in the middle of that defense. A guy you otherwise know as Jaden Sisko, one of the Sports Zone Radio players of the game last week. He and Riker Marble and Stockton Brown shared player of the game honors. We'll announce a player of the game at the end of this one as well, and that will be presented by our brand new sponsors and presenter of the Player of the Game award. That is White Mountain Regional Medical Center. They're going to run that option to the left side. The quarterback, Briscoe, keeps it, and he is knocked down right at the line to gain. Needed 1 yard. Did he get that yard? I believe he did. And the only question is, will the referee stepping up and presenting the eyeball? No, he's going to want a measurement. So it is a yard gain on the play for Briscoe, but it is still in question as to whether or not Estrella Foothills is going to get that first down. Moving the ball nicely on this possession. They went 3 and out the first time they had it through a couple of incomplete passes. But on this drive, on this series, they've completed a pass and steadily marched the ball into Round Valley territory, where they are sitting right now at about the 27-yard line. Here come the chains, and a bird's eye view from field level that shows clearly a first down picked up on the play by Foothills. Well, we trust we've got a pretty good radio Facebook page, because it's a sparse crowd at the Dome tonight. Handoff. Right side. Is that Bontrager again? Yeah, it is.
Carry by Bontrager.
Bontrager. I'm hearing the announcement from the PA announcer here. He says Bontrager. We're going to go with that, okay? Bontrager. And on that play, no gain. Looked like he had gotten something out of it. He ends up with a no gain. Second down and 10 from the Round Valley 27. A little inside route.
Intended for number
and that'll be off the hands of the intended receiver, Trevor Vaughn. Vaughn, a junior wide receiver, stepped in. The ball was just a little out in front and off his fingertips, incomplete. He's going to try to go right up the middle. And he may have gotten 2 yards. Might have, well, they're going to give him 1 full yard as he got to the 26. 4th down and 9 coming up. And from that spot, here comes the place kicking team to try and kick what amounts to about a 43-yard field goal try. And I believe I think it's Noah Alvarez who is the kicker, or is this Diego Alvarez? There are 2 kickers listed. And I think it's 48 then. Here's the kick on the way. That's going to be pulled left and shy of the mark. And the kicker, Noah Alvarez, a sophomore, missed the kick. And he wears number 48, and there's a number 49, Diego Alvarez, who is a senior. He's also a kicker. What are the chances these 2 guys are somewhat related? I'm going to say probably pretty good. So after that, a missed field goal.
3:10 left in the first quarter of play.
And at 3 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock, Round Valley takes a snap, throws it deep, and it's off the fingertips on a beautifully dropped in pass. I mean, it was dropped in beautifully by Riker Marble to Rowdy Rivera. Rowdy couldn't haul it in. And he is very disappointed in himself for sure. We have another look at that play. That was beautifully placed by Marble, and Rivera did not bring it in. Three minutes and 4 seconds on the clock after they stop it with that. 14-0 Round Valley. Fake it. And Marble up the middle. We've seen him do some pretty dangerous things with that. And he does not this time. They're going to stop him after just a yard picked up on the play. So after the incomplete pass and a 1-yard gain, it's now 3rd down and 9. Clock running now as we approach the end of the first period. Round Valley's 3rd possession of the night so far. The first 2 produced touchdowns. 3 receivers split out to the right. Solo to the left. Marble looking at a 3-man Estrella front. They'll bring 4. As the middle linebacker came on a blitz. Ball dumped out of the backfield. And that's a pretty nice pickup on the play. That's going to be a 10-yard gain. Seth Wilbank, the receiver, hauled it in. 10 yards later, he's got the first down for Round Valley. They're out to their own 31-yard line. As you take a look at the replay, and nice look. Seth Wilbank is so good at seeing the cutback. And guess what? Had he not cut back right there, he doesn't get the yardage for the first down. Doesn't mean Round Valley might not go for it, despite the location on the field, deep in their own territory. But Round Valley to throw to Trayson Merrill, one of those inside receivers. Trayson once again with the yak yardage, the yards after catch. He gets an 11-yard gain on the play. The contact on Trayson comes well before the actual ball is downed, right? Again, that's 3 or 4 more yards after contact. This guy will not go down when you first hit him. You're going to have to get a bunch of friends involved when you're tackling Trayson Merrill, that's for sure. Throwing again, Round Valley looking right, now left, and they're going to lay it out there for
Brown, the intended receiver.
Looking down that left sideline for Stockton Brown, and it's off. Well, it's over his head, incomplete. There was some early contact, but I think the official made the good no call there because that ball was not really catchable. It will stop the clock with 1:25 here in the opening quarter. Round Valley facing 2nd down and 10 from their own 41-yard line. Well, the solo receiver on the left is getting some cushion. They're certainly not going to play bump coverage on him as we watch the quarterback fake it, keeping himself. Marble takes it to near midfield. Pardon me on that, near the 45-yard line. Sorry about that. Ends up being a 3-yard pickup for Riker. But I've got to believe that Round Valley's got almost an open invitation to do something on this side of the field with that solo receiver. And now they're going to move Stockton Brown, that single receiver, to the right side of the formation this time. 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Elks. Got to get to about the 48.5-yard line of Estrella Foothills for the first down. But we'll get a timeout before any of that can happen. Timeout taken by the offense, by Round Valley. They saw something they didn't like, or they just want to get something changed up at the line. They're going to do it. And we're going to grab a word from our friends at Troy Merrill Farmers Insurance with a location right here, right near the Dome in Springerville Eager. Stand by, the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota.
Any insurance agent can provide a quote, return a phone call, or claim to have the best rates. But will your current agent fight alongside you if and when you need to make a claim, discuss options when life changes, or put you and your needs first? At the Troy Merrill Farmers Insurance Agency, that's exactly who you'll get. People over profit. Years of expertise and knowledge, personalized service, and a straightforward, comprehensive, and cost-effective insurance solution. Call or visit the Merrill Farmers Insurance Agency now and experience exactly what you've been missing.
Back into it, having a handful of technical challenges to overcome here on our video presentation. So as you're listening to the video, the broadcast on the video, we'll get it straightened out for you here, and we'll get that score straightened out, okay? Because that is reversed. Here's Rowdy Rivera with a swing pass, caught left side. He'll stiff arm his way across midfield on this 3rd down effort to try to get that first down. I think he's going to, well, look, he got a pretty generous spot as far as I'm concerned. He needed 7, and I think that's exactly what he got. He got 7 yards on the play. And the referee comes over and he says, that's first down.
First down, Round Valley.
So 7 yards is the pickup. And first down, Round Valley at the Estrella 48-yard line. And we've got 41 seconds remaining here in the first period.
1st and 10 for the Elks, 41 seconds on the clock.
Rivera in motion, fake it to him. They give to Wiltbank. He's got a seam on the right side toward the sideline. He's going to get a big gain, but it will come back, fighting his way inside the 10-yard line. Makes for a nice replay, but they're going to call a block in the back. The flag is out 9 yards downfield. Well, now they didn't say block in the back. They said hold. And maybe that's something on the replay that we'll see where the penalty took place. I saw what the official saw. I thought it was a block in the back, but the official says no. So Wiltbank gets actually 9 yards. We're going to give him credit for 9 yards on the carry because they're marking the holding penalty back off from that spot, and we'll bring it back to a yard behind the original line of scrimmage on that. So we give Seth the yardage gained, and then they take the 10 from that. So the net is really -1. As you watch Seth over there, you couldn't really see it on the replay. Could not see the penalty, but I could see what they were talking about. I just thought it was a block in the back. First down and 11 now. Ball back to the 49-yard line of Foothills. And they'll fake it. Marble, right side. Oh, he gets a great block from Jaden Cisco on the edge. And he's got first down yardage. Take a look at it. Oh, they're going to say he stepped out early. That's all right. Take a look on the replay if we've got it. Take a look at Jaden Cisco out in front of this play out there on that edge. It was, that's a 7-yard gain, but it doesn't happen without Cisco brutalizing the defensive end on that side of the play. 2nd down and 4 coming up now for Round Valley. Here at the Wolves' 41-yard line. Riker Marble with Wiltbank in the backfield. Fake it to him. And Riker throws. Oh, he had the corner route wide open. Deep downfield. They did try for Trayson Merrill, incomplete. But Rowdy Rivera, running a corner from an inside position, had gotten behind everybody and was wide open. And he's kind of shaking his head at the end of that one. The incomplete pass will bring up. Oh, that was 4th down? I guess it was.
The lodge is open tonight.
Oh, no. My bad on that. I think third down on the way. I believe what we just saw was the end of the quarter. Time expiring here in the first period of a game that is...
And also White Mountain Regional Medical Center Auxiliary has a raffle.
That is a makeup game for the...
$1 a piece or 6 for 5.
For the Round Valley Elks, because their original opponent, Blue Ridge, couldn't play. At the end of the quarter, it's 14-0 Round Valley in front. We'll grab a timeout. This is the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota.
Hatch Toyota doesn't have salespeople. We've changed how to buy a car. Now a floor product specialist works with you, and they aren't commissioned.
They're on salary, so when you're approached on the lot or in the showroom, you don't have to panic. Nobody's going to give you the bump and hustle to get you to sign on the dotted line because there's simply no pressure to do so. Hatch Toyota is taking the long view.
The view that involves your complete satisfaction with the whole buying experience. An experience we'd even be so bold to call happy. Who doesn't want to be happy?
And buying a new car is a really happy day. It's time to take the stress out of the day and put in the joy.
Shop ahead at hatchtoyota.com. Our entire fleet is at your fingertips.
Then let us know which model you're interested in and make an appointment with one of our floor product specialists.
Hatch Toyota, keeping the White Mountains rolling for 25 years.
Hi, this is Chaz Hatch. Get our statewide low price guarantee on every new Toyota. Find out more at hatchtoyota.com or visit us today at the Northern Arizona Auto Mall in Show Low.
Well, coming out of the quarter break, Estrella Foothills called a timeout. It's 3rd down and 4 for Round Valley at the Wolves' 41-yard line as we say hello again. Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody, from the Dome. And next week, we will be at Show Low High School. Show Low hosting the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets on the next broadcast of the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week. Third down play coming up, everybody. And let's see if Round Valley can tack on to a big early lead against Estrella Foothills.
From the shotgun.
Drop play up the middle. Seth Wolfbank, he broke an initial tackle. He crossed the Wolves' 35-yard line, and he got to the 38. Excellent pickup. 8 yards to gain, straight up the middle for Seth. And this possession for Round Valley continues on. We're about to look at the 12th play of this drive, which began for Round Valley at their own 20-yard line. And they have been perfect on their possessions so far, this being only their 3rd possession of the game. 3 receivers left. They throw to the solo. Stockton Brown, right side. He's driven out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. Close to a first down. Probably a yard shy. Although the officials they're going to mark it past the 24 toward the 23-yard line, I think. Well, no, right at the 24. So a yard shy, 9 yards. The gain on the play. And the Elks offense will set up and go 2nd down and 1. Now, this is that situation. If you've got a stiff defense, they're going to try to hold you, and they're probably going to pack the box a little bit. In this case, not really doing that. 4-man front, a little soft at the second level. They give it right up the middle to Seth Wiltbank, and he takes advantage. They didn't pack the box. There's a marker in the backfield. We'll see if the 24-yard Wiltbank run will stand. But, yeah, it's a tough pick-your-poison moment for Foothills. A block below the waist by Round Valley is going to bring it back as you take a look from a field-level instant replay. And we'll see, oh, yeah, that left tackle, he dove right at the ankles, right at the legs. I'm not sure why. I mean, that's wrong every time, isn't it? Inside, within that certain distance of the line of scrimmage. I mean, isn't that always an illegal play? So that's a 5-yard mark off the other direction. That'll come back. Actually, a 10-yard mark off. No, 15. They didn't really mark it 15. Maybe they considered that the block was a yard past the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 15 is the situation for Round Valley. Fake it, look to Stockton Brown, solo receiver right side. Stockton, well, he's going to miss that pass. He got a little push off as well. He created some space between he and the corner as he was going down that sideline. and then the ball went right through his fingertips. I mean, that was a beautifully thrown ball. You see the push right there. And then Stockton, I mean, it was right in his hands. That's the second long pass tonight that Riker's receivers have not helped him out. There was that earlier pass going the other direction that Rowdy Rivera dropped over the top of the defense. Beautifully thrown in stride. Same thing there. Both should have been touchdowns. So it's now 3rd and 15 for Round Valley at the Foothills 38-yard line, and we get offside on the defense. Now one of those, I think the linebacker is at a safety. He crept up, tried to get into the face of the slot receiver who was back off the line of scrimmage. And you never see that guy go offsides. 5-yard markup brings up 3rd down and 10. Down the middle, got a wide open receiver, Seth Wilbank, and he catches in stride. Riker Marble is throwing beautifully tonight. That ends up being a 33-yard touchdown pass. And the 3rd touchdown of the game for Seth Wilbank. He's dangerous wherever you line him up. And the catch there with 11:09 on the clock here in the quarter. As we take a look at the replay. Oh, man, that's just a beautifully delivered football right on the target. Riker is having an all-world night tonight. When was the last time you saw a sophomore throwing that beautifully? Well done by Marble. And the Elks are back on board. And, you know, Riker, for good measure, he'll go ahead and come out there and tack on the point after. 21-0, Round Valley in front of Estrella Foothills, the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
The year was 2011. Tim Tebow was still playing quarterback in high school, but he was about to become a legend. With his team behind 17-0, he was tackled and broke his leg. Despite the excruciating pain, he told his coach, "Don't take me out of the game, I want to play." Tim led his team back and scored the game-winning touchdown on a 20-yard run. The start of the Tim Tebow legend. This is Sports Zone Radio's Byron Brown with a message from Beeler Orthodontics in Sholo. A message to every young White Mountains athlete to never give up. Beeler Orthodontics. Live life with a smile.
Take it to the max with Free for Life from Cellular One. Activate a new line of service with Free for Life, and you'll get the Sky D5 Max smartphone for free. Plus, you get 5 gigabytes of LTE, unlimited nationwide talk and text, and unlimited Facebook for free. See how to qualify and get your free for Life Sky D5 Max smartphone while supplies last at any Cellular One store or at mycellularone.com. Free for Life is a government-subsidized Lifeline product available to eligible customers. Only one Lifeline phone per household. Not transferable. Other restrictions apply.
Hey, everybody, back in. And Round Valley, the kickoff. Estrella Foothills fields it at the 6-yard line. Switch arms with it. Broken tackle. Nice stiff arm. And the lean ahead will take the ball across the 35-yard line. And a pretty good return out there for Scrimmager. And with 11:01 on the clock in the second quarter, Estrella Foothills will work from decent field position at their own 38-yard line. Welcome back in. I'm Floyd Simmons on the play-by-play of tonight's Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week. It's presented by Hatch Toyota. Well, a 33-yard touchdown pass from Riker Marble to Seth Wilbank put Round Valley back on the board again. 3rd touchdown of the night for Seth Wilbank. He's caught 2 and he's rushed for a single touchdown. Here's a 2-yard gain by Foothills, and they'll take it to the 40-yard line. Bring up 2nd down and 8. 10 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock. In the second quarter, the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report comes up at the break. From the shotgun, 3 receivers right. And Briscoe will throw on the curl route right at the sticks. And that's Scrimmager on the receiving end of an 8-yard pass. Is that enough? The officials eyeballing the whole thing, taking a look. And I think they're going to say it's shy and bring up 3rd down. If I was Estrella Foothills, I would ask for a measurement. They're not asking. Hold on. Now they changed the down marker to 1st down. I thought I saw the umpire indicate third down. He eyeballed it, looked at it, and said, I got to be honest with you, I'm at distance here, so I don't know for sure. I thought he said third down. And then all of a sudden, somebody decided it's actually a first down. So, okay. First down for Estrella Foothills. They move the chains, and they are at their own 48-yard line with this one. Approaching midfield now, and 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Pass caught near side, and how in the world did the receiver get away from both of those tacklers and then keep balance for a 14-yard pickup on the play? Wow. That is Nolan Coglianese. Am I even close on the pronunciation on that? You see him break that tackle, go by yet another. Round Valley always such sure tacklers, and you don't expect to see that 14-yard gain. That'll take it to Round Valley's 37-yard line. And another pretty good drive coming together for the Wolves out there. Question is, will they be able to capitalize on it? Let's grab a 30-second timeout. Estrella Foothills has asked for one. They trail by 21. Second quarter, Sports on Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
The team at Beeman Well Drilling is like a great football team. They work hard, they work as a team, and they play to win. Their reputation is second to none, and they proudly call the White Mountains their home, even though they complete projects throughout the entire southwestern United States and beyond. No project is too big or too small for Beeman Well Drilling, so when the time comes for you to punch a hole in the ground, remember the White Mountains' top well drilling team, Beeman Well Drilling. Call anytime, 928-205-7647. Go deep with Beeman Well Drilling.
Big thank you to Paul Wyatt and Beeman Well Drilling, great partners of ours here at Sports Zone Radio. 21-0, Round Valley in front from the timeout. Motion to a slot right formation. That's 1, 2, 3. That's 5 guys in the backfield, by the way. No flag from the official. That was an illegal formation. But they let it go. Ball on the ground anyway, and the offense is going to lose yardage on the fumble.
Second down.
That is going to be a 5-yard loss on, you see it there, the fumble. The pitch was just a little bit behind Coglianese. And again, a 5-yard loss on the fumble. So second down and 15. The ball goes back out to the vicinity of the 42-yard line. Quick throw over the middle, but behind the receiver. Intended receiver this time was Scrimmager. Couldn't make that catch. And that'll bring up third down and a bit to go. Just about 15. Got to get to the 32-yard line to pick up the first down. 4-man Round Valley front. They're going to run Special K off the field. They're going to look at his hand. Something wrong with his hand. Shows it to one of the coaches on the sideline. Special K, Keanu Clark. Third down play. Briscoe under pressure. They try to set the screen up in the middle, and it's read beautifully by the defense. Pass is caught, but tackle quickly made in the middle of the field. Damian Wardlow is the guy that makes the catch, but he was going nowhere. Check and see, was that? I believe that was Rominger on the tackle for Round Valley, and it's only a 1-yard pickup on that screen play. Sniffed out well by the Round Valley defense. 4th down, 14 coming up. 4 down territory. Look left, throw right. Try to set up kind of a screen in the middle. First down yardage and a good strong finish.
Let's see where it gets marked.
To get that first down. Well, I say that. Needed 14 yards, and it's right at 14 yards. It's going to be another eyeball situation. The official puts it down. It's right at the 27. It's right where they got to get. You've got to measure, right? It was 4th down. This requires a measure. No, it doesn't. Referee eyeballing. I think he is saying now an official picks it up and he puts it back down. You were not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to touch it in that situation. So now, how true is the spot? I'm not sure. Official got a little bit ahead of himself right there. They are going to measure. Did he incrementally move it forward or backward after he picked it up, brought it up to waist level, and then very quickly set it down? Yeah, it's going to be a first down. First down by half the measurement of the football. Was that the second measurement on this drive, and at least the second very close mark-off that results in a first down. So call it a 14-yard gain then on that pass play. And Estrella Foothills showing that they've got the capacity to get work done on offense. Can they stay consistent? Two receivers split right. Here's the give up the middle. And there was not a lot of running room straight up the gut for the Wolves. They got about 1.5 yards on the play. See where they mark it down. Give it a 2-yard pickup for the running back. We're looking at the 9th play of the possession coming up for Estrella Foothills. They also ran off 9 plays on their previous possession. That was back in the first quarter when they had the ball. It resulted in a missed 43-yard field goal. 2nd down and 8 after that 2-yard gain. Throw right side, receiver open, but it's through his fingers, incomplete. Seth Wilbank coming over the top to provide defensive help. And we'll see if he got a deflection on that or not. Depends on how our ability to tell will depend on how good that replay ends up looking. We'll see if we got tight on that at all. Here's Wilbank coming over. I don't think he got a hand on it. I just think the receiver may have felt that it was well delivered, a good ball from Briscoe, the quarterback. Receiver was open behind the corner, and the safety didn't get there in time. That should be 6 points. They're going to throw again. Got a man. Pass caught. Wilbank with the hit right at the end of it and right at the 10-yard line. So a 17-yard pickup. And the receiver is going to stay down for a minute. That was a big hit delivered by Seth. Right as you see the ball delivered. And the guy that hauled the pass in off the right side there was Cannon Scrimmager. He is still on the ground and getting attended to. That'll be a first down. The ball just inside the 10-yard line. Well, they're going to mark it at the 9. And so we'll recount the yardage and call it an 18-yard gain just a moment ago by Estrella Foothills. And unfortunately, they've got an injured player down, and we hope that he is going to be okay. We'll grab a timeout and a word from our friends at the Joe Bjorn State Farm Insurance Agency. Don't go anywhere. Back to Round Valley, where the Elks lead 21-0 in a moment. The Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
Insurance is a must, but that doesn't mean you must go broke just paying for it. Contact Joe Bjorn State Farm Insurance for a game plan on saving more of your money. Joe and his team offer home, life, auto insurance, and more. With Joe as your insurance quarterback, you'll score big each and every time. And with State Farm cheering you on, how can you lose? Joe Bjorn State Farm Insurance, providing blanket coverage of the entire White Mountains. Call Joe at 928-536-7101. That's 928-536-7101.
There's a season for everything. And when it comes to braces for your child, that time is usually now, because time goes by so fast. But the expense of orthodontic care can make parents put it off, oftentimes too long. That's where Beeler Orthodontics steps in to take the pressure off your checkbook. Beeler offers custom payment plans, so treatment can begin immediately. The perfect payment plan is just a visit away, because at Beeler, we don't think you should have to wait another minute. Call 537-7775. Beeler Orthodontics. Live life with a smile.
What do tickets to the Willis Farm in Snowflake, tickets to the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas, and tickets to see Brooks and Dunn and Reba live in concert all have in common? Well, this month, when you use the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass to replace your insured windshield, you have a shot at getting them all. This month, everyone who gets an insured windshield replaced gets 2 tickets to the Willis Farm Hall.
rounds, Night of Pestilence.
And then your name goes in the hat to be drawn for an escape to Las Vegas, where you will have lower level premium tickets to the December 11th championship night of the National Finals Rodeo. And fantastic tickets that same weekend to see Brooks and Dunn and Reba live in concert on their last tour. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today, 536-5972.
Thank you, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. We do appreciate you, that's for sure. And how about a 7-yard gain on that first down play by Briscoe, the quarterback? He'll flip it out right side on this play, and it goes into the end zone. That might have been a forward pass. We'll see if we've got a look at it on the angle a moment ago. But it ends up being a 2-yard touchdown for Estrella Foothills. Watch this. Yeah, that's a forward pass. That's actually a touchdown pass. And the receiver is William Bontrager. So put the points on the board. Estrella Foothills caps off a successful possession. They'll try the point after it gets blocked. And big boy, big fella, Jaden Cisco, busting right through the middle is the guy that I believe got hands on it, everybody. But the Wolves are on the board, and the score here now is Round Valley 21, Estrella Foothills 7. Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. Back right after the word from Summit Healthcare. Stand by.
The month of October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Summit Healthcare is offering this reminder to schedule your annual mammogram. In fact, Summit is making it simple, easy, and affordable with this special offer. 2D mammos are just $99 now through the end of October. Purchase your voucher at mdsave.com. A physician order is required. To schedule your mammogram, call 928-537-6554. That's 537-6554. Your 2D mammogram is just $99 now through October 31st at Summit Healthcare.
When it comes to paint, whether you're looking for interior or exterior paint, Dunn Edwards provides quality solutions to make all your painting projects look professional. And the home of Dunn Edwards in the White Mountains is Ace Hardware in Show Low, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard. Thanks to Dunn Edwards, Ace has the best interior paint for your home or office, and their exterior paint will stand up to the wear and tear of our tough seasonal weather. When it's time to paint, it's time to visit Ace Hardware of the White Mountains for high-quality Dunn Edwards interior and exterior paint and primer.
Back in, everybody, here on a Friday night at the Round Valley Dome. The weather inside the dome is, let me lick the finger, put it up in the air. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. There's no wind. It's about 76 degrees. Okay, it's a little warmer than we'd like it to be. Maybe turn it down just a hair. Open the doors. What do you say, huh? Short kick, and Round Valley with a decent return. Out across the 40-yard line. And near midfield, as a matter of fact, Round Valley is going to get the ball somewhere in the vicinity of the 48-yard line. First down, call it the 47. For the Elks to begin a new possession. So the Elks go back to work. They have had the ball 3 times so far in the game. Every single time they have produced points offensively. And every single time it's been Seth Wiltbank. They're going to target the opposite side of the field. This time, pass caught over the defender, and that'll go into the end zone. The question is, does it stand? The guy on the receiving end was Rowdy Rivera. Rowdy with the hair goes up over the top of the defender, and the referee is going to tell us all if this 53-yard touchdown strike will stand. You get that great look on the replay while the official is set to tell us all. Pass interference on the defense. That is going to be declined by Round Valley, and the touchdown will stand. On the first play from scrimmage, a 53-yard touchdown pass. Riker Marble is looking marvelous tonight for the Round Valley Elks. I think we have coined a new phrase. A marvelous performance by Riker tonight as he throws his 3rd touchdown of the game. This one is a 53-yard strike. And finally, somebody not named Seth Wiltbank takes it in for the score.
Kick is up with 6 minutes.
Here is Marble again with the kick, and this one is solidly through as we grab another timeout. And thank you for joining us at the Round Valley Dome tonight. 28-7, first half score, second quarter action. The Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. Stand by.
Any insurance agent can provide a quote, return a phone call, or claim to have the best rates. But will your current agent fight alongside you if and when you need to make a claim, discuss options when life changes, or put you and your needs first? At the Troy Merrill Farmers Insurance Agency, that's exactly who you'll get. People over profit. Years of expertise and knowledge, personalized service, and a straightforward, comprehensive, and cost-effective insurance solution. Call or visit the Merrill Farmers Insurance Agency now and experience exactly what you've been missing.
Riker Marble hooks up with his teammate, Rowdy Rivera, on a 53-yard touchdown pass. Round Valley on the board again. That was the only play of a 53-yard possession, and it didn't take much time at all. Total of 17 seconds run off on that play. And the kick, of course, was good, as we mentioned a moment ago. Round Valley in front, 28-7. Marble, busy guy today, will kick one that goes out of bounds. And Estrella Foothills will have the ball thrown 35-yard line for this possession. Well, let's see. The last two times Foothills has had the ball, which were, by the way, only three possessions of the game so far. First time they had it, they went 3 and out. Second time they got it, they marched it fairly deep into Round Valley territory, went on a decent drive, and then gave the ball up on a missed field goal. And then that scoring drive that we saw just a couple of moments ago, that was a 12-play drive that took 4 minutes and 8 seconds. It covered 62 yards of field, and it was a successful offensive possession. Get the points on the board. Estrella Foothills is in a lot of trouble right here. Before they can get that player on the field and set, that's where you don't ask the guy to go all the way across the formation to get set. You run him onto the field and you get somebody else to move out over there, or you call timeout. They've got 2 timeouts left. Elected, let's go ahead and take the 5-yard mark off, and they're back to their own 30-yard line, where they will fake it, and the quarterback will keep and go absolutely nowhere. Jaden Sisko in the middle of the defense. And he also gets help from Trayson Merrill. Those two guys get their name called out so much for the work that they do inside that defense. And here's a 3-yard loss on this play. You could make the case that those two guys and their teammate Keanu Clark, the combination of those 3 guys, that defensive front, you can make the argument they're as good as anybody in the state. Quick little pass is completed for a 1-yard gain. As you take a look at the ball coming right into you, makes the catch. So now 3rd down and about 17. Cutter Briscoe had a man open, would have got back a bunch of the yardage that they needed, but that is incomplete.
4th and long for the Wolves.
Unable to haul it in, and the incomplete pass is going to bring a 4th down, and that is not what Estrella Foothills needs at just this moment. 4th down and 17. Briscoe is the quarterback. He's also the punter, and he'll stay on the field here at the 5:33 mark of the second quarter and punt the ball away. The Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report comes up at the break as we watch the ball check up and then die just past the 45-yard line into Round Valley territory. That'll be good field position for the Elks as they take the ball back over. And we'll get to going again here. 5 minutes, 24 seconds remaining in the first half. The Elks at their own 43. Mentioned the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report at the break. At the end of our game, we will announce the White Mountain Regional Medical Center Player of the Game, the Sports Zone Radio Player of the Game. It's brought to you by White Mountain Regional Medical Center, the hospital here in Springerville. Handoff. Coming up to say, we're not quite done with this one. Coming in to help get him an extra push at the end, Armando Garcia, the lineman, stepping out there to help his guy. 9-yard gain on the play for Seth Wiltbank. If you don't think Seth is tough, watch him on runs like this. And some brilliant yards after contact there for him. Squeezing through those first defenders. Right at the line of scrimmage position. Tack some more points on. They'll send Rowdy Rivera in motion and hand it off to him. Around the left side, he's got a wall out there. He's got a nice block out on the edge, but a flag came out there late, and they may call a hold out there on that edge. Jordan Elmer is out there. Yeah, they're going to get him for holding. If you look at Elmer there on the edge, number 88. Well, I mean, maybe it wasn't 88. Maybe at this distance, do I really? No, that was Elmer, and now he's going to come off the field, and they're going to have a talk with him. And they may be asking him, did you really hold? No, they're giving him some instruction. So the mark-off brings it back. But we're going to give credit for a 13-yard gain to Rowdy, and then the 10-yard holding penalty brings it back to make it second down at 7. First half. Marble completed over here on the right side of the formation, and that'll be a first down. Get back all that yardage lost just a few moments ago on the receiving end of things. Nico Pena. And Nico gets exactly 10 yards. They didn't need that much, but they got the 10 they need. The 10 yards to get the necessary first down, let's put it that way. Ball goes to the 44 of Foothills. After Pena dips inside. We've seen that now more than once tonight. Saw that from Seth Wiltbank a moment ago, just piercing a couple of defenders. And a little trouble making that tackle. Now the Wolves defense, handoff to Wiltbank. Not contacted till he got maybe 10 yards downfield. He keeps going after contact, and he is going to get a chunk of yardage. Right at 20, no? Let's see. Let's see where they mark him down.
Just kidding.
Would have been 20, 25.
19-yard line.
Wow. Make it 26 then. 26-yard pickup on that play. I don't know how he stayed in bounds. I'd like to look at that replay in a moment again, and maybe after this play here, see what happened. We're blocked. We can't really see the sideline down there. That side of the field. Ball goes to the 18-yard line, first down. Earl gets hit at the 15-yard line. He did not go down easy. Ball came out, whistle blown. They're going to say that the receiver was down, I think. Either down on forward progress, stopped, or some part of him touched down. No. Are they pointing toward Estrella Foothills? Do we have the first? So Merrill, look, that's what you get when you stay up and you keep fighting, is that eventually balls are going to start getting knocked out of your hands. So Merrill lost possession somewhere in all of that. And Estrella Foothills with 3:23 on the clock is the beneficiary of the game's first. Has a very long field in front of them. Ball on the 14-yard line. Option, they pitch it. Big hit by Merrill on the quarterback after the pitch. And that may have influenced whether it was very high, but it was certainly behind. Bontrager is able to pluck it out of the air and take it for a 2-yard gain. Well, at the 16-yard line, right now, if you're Estrella Foothills, the thing you at a minimum want to do is take as much time off the clock as you can. But if you drop a pass like that one, that's just not going to achieve the goal. Trevor Vaughn on the receiving end of what should have been a catch. It was right on the money. Pass incomplete. Clock stop, 2:47 remaining in the first half. Briscoe on 3rd down and 8. Estrella Foothills trying to draw the defense and see if they can get a chunk of that yardage necessary for the first down back here on this 3rd down play. Could not do it. They take the second of their timeouts here in the half. Round Valley does have 1 timeout remaining, by the way, and that now will leave Estrella Foothills with 1 timeout. As we pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Sports Zone Radio Network.
This is Sports Zone Radio. Champions play here at Sports Zone Radio.
2:47 on the clock here in this first half. What will be a week from tonight, next Friday night at Show Low High School. The Cougars getting set to take on the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. We invite you to check in with us on that one next Friday night at Show Low High School. Don't miss it. The next broadcast of the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week. That big rivalry, Show Low and Blue Ridge. Coming up after our broadcast of the Game of the Week, it's the show the coaches call, the Ace Hardware Scoreboard Show, live from the Dome tonight. And all those out there following along, thank you for joining us on our broadcast coverage tonight. The Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week here at the Dome. Well, it's third down. 3rd and 8. For Estrella Foothills. They are at their own 16-yard line. Certainly high on the list of things they want to accomplish must be get a first down, keep the clock moving. You're going to throw it over the middle screen. Pass caught, first down, and they did it. Able to advance the ball, a 15-yard pickup on a pass caught by Connor Ballack. And he is able to, because the pass was caught beyond the line of scrimmage. You only get so much. Those offensive linemen can be downfield. Here's William Bontrager hauling a pass in, staying in bounds, and keeping the clock moving. Nico Pena is the guy on the tackle for Round Valley. 4-yard gain. 2nd down play coming up for Foothills. Good tackle. Get the pad level down. Make the sure stop. Estrella Foothills at the 35-yard line, their own 35. Under 2 minutes now left in this first half. Handoff, and I'm sorry, Jaden Cisco is just 3-4 yards deep in the backfield to meet Bontrager and dump him with a very unfriendly greeting at the point of attack. Knocked him down in the backfield. Give some help and an assist as well to Special K, Keanu Clark, as he peels off the blocker there on top of him. Those two big guys coming at you, forget it. Forget it. I'm just going to run the other direction. How's that? -3 on that play for Bontrager. 3rd down and 9. Once again, that situation where you want to try to convert, although at this point it's going to be tough for Round Valley to get some points on the board. Pass is off the fingertips of an open receiver coming across the formation. And again, another pass that this one might have been somewhat difficult, but I think should have been caught. Alan Becker, the receiver. We'll get a good look at it here on the replay to see if that was really catchable. And, well, that was going to be a real tough catch. There's no doubt. We're going to give Becker a little grace on this one because I'm not so sure he could have made that catch without a miracle and a can full of stickum on the end of his fingers. 4th and 9, high snap. Kick is away, angled away from Rowdy Rivera, the return man. That goes inside the 40-yard line. Should be down, and it will be right at the 39 of Round Valley with 1:11 remaining in the half. And Estrella Foothills gives it up. Well, that Foothills offense, I think, is proving tonight that they've got some potential and capability. They can do some things. They can certainly move the ball. They've got a solid quarterback. I really like Briscoe. I think any team in the 3A East would be plenty happy if he was their guy. You might have some teams that like their guy a lot better, but that's okay. We're pretty loyal to our people, aren't we? But I'd take Briscoe in any one of these offenses, and I think he could be very, very, very effective. We've seen him. His receivers, unfortunately, have dropped a number of his passes. Well, Round Valley is going to take over with 1:11 left, and a throwback to the middle of the field. Dangerous, right? You're going left, you throw back to the middle. Dangerous place to throw the ball, and it's in and out of the hands of what should have been a sure interception for Braden Haught. And Haught was unable to hang on to it. It was right in his hands. Going to be kicking himself all the way back to the far West Valley after that one. Well, Round Valley is not content to stay with a 3-touchdown lead right here. Going to keep trying to move the ball. 1:04 remaining. They've got one timeout left here in the half. Empty backfield for Marble. Quarterback draw. Steps up. Breaks the tackle. Up the middle. Across midfield. Across the 45. Still on his feet. Still battling. Still fighting. Inside the 40. And he will get to the 37-yard line. How about a 23-yard pickup on that play for Riker? And he did it the tough way. He's going to step up under center. Try to clock it. He does. Spikes the ball. Stop the clock. 48 seconds remaining in the half. And the Elks hang on to that timeout. And they'll make a call in from the sideline and get an offensive play into the field. And watching the former Sholo coach, the former Sholo offensive coordinator, Dustin Clough, is fully involved in things now here at the Round Valley program. He moved up here as a teacher after last year, and he has become a part of this program, and every time I see him, he's more fully involved. Right now, the play comes in from head coach Brad Baca. And now with 44 seconds remaining here in the half. Clock counting down. Flag was thrown, they waved it off. And now the clock is running after spiking it. Here's Marble thrown down the middle. Wide open, pass caught. Missed tackle. And now the tackle made it to 2-yard line. That'll be a 36-yard pickup on the play. And the guy on the receiving end, Dallin Waller. And Waller is knocked down inside the 5. We'll make it to 2. 36-yard gain. And it's the Elks spending their final first half timeout as they try to get some more points on the board. How do you get that wide open? And you know that the other guys are coming at you. You know that Round Valley wants to keep getting points on the board. How in the world do you get that wide open down the seam? Obviously a missed assignment on defense, and the Elks are going to try to cash it in. They're at the 2-yard line. They've got 24 seconds remaining here in the half. So if Coach Baca has got his wits about him, you know he's called multiple plays here. They're going to call the one they're going to run right here. And then they got to get up on the line and either clock it, stop it, or line up and run another quick play. One of the two. We'll see if the Wolves defensively have what it takes to put a stop on Round Valley right here. 28-7, Elks in front.
4 seconds left in the half. Riker Marble from
In the center, Jaden Cisco will
3 receivers to the left.
get some instruction back from his quarterback, and we'll get the snap here. From the shotgun, Wiltbank in the backfield with Marble. I like them calling Marble's number right here to run it. What do you think? Nope, it's going to be Wiltbank. Handed off left side, and he dips inside. A terrific block on the left side of the line. The guy that threw the block that got him free into the end zone, Kyler Rominger. And a 2-yard touchdown run. Seth Wiltbank has 4 of the 5 first half touchdowns for Round Valley. And that didn't take long, did it? Well, Estrella Foothills, they needed one more first down on that last possession to, at a minimum, keep Round Valley from having enough time to get points on the board. Probably could have run out the half had they done that. And it's not going to work out too well for them. The point after is successful for the Elks, leaving 20 seconds of clock time remaining for Estrella Foothills. And a word right now from Beeman Well Drilling. Stand by, it's the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
The team at Beeman Well Drilling is like a great football team. They work hard, they work as a team, and they play to win. Their reputation is second to none, and they proudly call the White Mountains their home, even though they complete projects throughout the entire southwestern United States and beyond. No project is too big or too small for Beeman Well Drilling, so when the time comes for you to punch a hole in the ground, remember the White Mountains' top well drilling team, Beeman Well Drilling. Call anytime, 928-205-7647. Go deep with Beeman Well Drilling.
Been a great half. In fact, it's been a marvelous half for Riker Marble, the quarterback of Round Valley. His numbers right now, 12 of 17 for 244 yards and 3 touchdowns. And you know what? He's had a couple of very long, what would have been touchdown passes dropped by his teammates. So the numbers would be probably even better right now for the marvelous one, Riker Marble. His team, Round Valley, a total of 387 first half offensive yards. Wow. And they lead right now 35-7. A complete breakdown of the stats coming up on the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report. Here's a kick that goes right into the gut of one of those men up front for Foothills. Braden Haught is the guy that had the ball hit him in the numbers, and then he dove on it. His guys will take over. 19 seconds remaining in the half. Take over at their own 46-yard line. I doubt we'll see anything but these guys taking a knee. Although Coach did have a talk with him over on the sideline, and I see one of those coaches, well, two of the coaches I'm seeing look at those play charts, or whatever game notes they have there. Does that mean they're going to take a shot at something? They're lining up in the shotgun. 2 receivers split right, 2 on the short side of the field. That's the left side, the Round Valley sideline side. Yeah, they're going to go for it, and it's not going to materialize. The quarterback will get sacked. He goes down. Special K, Keanu Clark gets the sack. And the final seconds of the first half are going to tick off in this one. And that's a little bit of a merciful end on, boy, what could really, end up being something that gets a lot worse in this half for Foothills. Now score, it's 35-7. We certainly hope that you are enjoying our broadcast coverage from the Round Valley Dome tonight, everybody, and we will, as we always do, break it down for you. Coming up on our Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report, and the numbers for Round Valley, sure to impress. All of that coming up in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. It's the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota.
People. We've changed how to buy a car. Now a floor product specialist works with you, and they aren't commissioned.
They're on salary, so when you're approached on the lot or in the showroom, you don't have to panic. Nobody's going to give you the bump and hustle to get you to sign on the dotted line because there's simply no pressure to do so. Hatch Toyota is taking the long view.
The view that involves your complete satisfaction with the whole buying experience. An experience we'd even be so bold to call happy. Who doesn't want to be happy?
And buying a new car is a really happy day. It's time to take the stress out of the day and put in the joy.
Shop ahead at hatchtoyota.com. Our entire fleet is at your fingertips.
Then let us know which model you're interested in and make an appointment with one of our 4 product specialists.
Hatch Toyota, keeping the White Mountains rolling for 25 years.
Hi, this is Chaz Hatch. Get our statewide low price guarantee on every new Toyota. Find out more at hatchtoyota.com or visit us today at the Northern Arizona Auto Mall in Show Low.
Insurance is a must, but that doesn't mean you must go broke just paying for it. Contact Joe Bjorn State Farm Insurance for a game plan on saving more of your money. Joe and his team offer home, life, auto insurance, and more. With Joe as your insurance quarterback, you'll score big each and every time. And with State Farm cheering you on, how can you lose? Joe Bjorn State Farm Insurance, providing blanket coverage of the entire White Mountains. Call Joe at 928-536-7101. That's 928-536-7101.
The month of October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Summit Healthcare is offering this reminder to schedule your annual mammogram. In fact, Summit is making it simple, easy, and affordable with this special offer. 2D mammos are just $99 now through the end of October. Purchase your voucher at mdsave.com. A physician order is required. To schedule your mammogram, call 928-537-6554. That's 537-6554. Your 2D mammogram is just $99 now through October 31st at Summit Healthcare. Healthcare.
Switch to Naked Mobile today, and for a limited time, you'll get the Google Pixel 2 XL free. The Google Pixel 2 XL with a bigger 6-inch display, super fast performance, and greater battery reserve. This phone delivers. Activate with Naked Mobile and get the Google Pixel 2 XL for free when you switch and purchase 3 months of our $60 a month 20 gigabyte LTE data plan. Did we mention it's bigger, faster, stronger, and it's free? Naked Mobile with coverage on America's best networks. No contract, no credit check, no hidden fees. Available at any Cellular One store near you or at nakedmobile.com.
What do tickets to the Willis Farm in Snowflake, tickets to the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas, and tickets to see Brooks and Dunn and Reba live in concert all have in common? Well, this month, when you use the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass to replace your insured windshield, you have a shot at getting them all. This month, everyone who gets an insured windshield replaced gets 2 tickets to the
Willis Farm Haunt, Night of Pestilence.
And then your name goes in the hat to be drawn for an escape to Las Vegas, where you will have lower level premium tickets to the December 11th championship night of the National Finals Rodeo. And fantastic tickets that same weekend to 5972.
Welcome to the Mountain Mobile Halftime. A complete first half breakdown of tonight's Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week broadcast. This is the Mountain Mobile Halftime.
Hey, everybody, welcome back in. Halftime at Round Valley High School tonight, the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week broadcast. And on this one tonight, a 35-7 lead at halftime for Round Valley. Kind of expected that one, didn't you? Number 2 ranked team in 3A football this year. Round Valley undefeated coming in 7-0. That impressive win they collected last week at the previously unbeaten Sholo Cougars on their homecoming. Well, a big win tonight would keep Round Valley undefeated and make them 8-0. The question is, would it do them much good in their chase for the number 1 spot in the rankings? And I would imagine, at least if your kid's on the roster, because, kids think about stuff like this. I would imagine that getting the number 1 ranking would mean a lot to the kids that populate that roster for Round Valley. If they can overcome Valley Christian, we'll check what Valley Christian is doing tonight. The schedule for them looks like, and what the potential indeed may be for Valley Christian to be overcome at some point. You do expect more success, don't you, in the second half of Round Valley and a continued march toward victory tonight. 35-7, they're in front of Estrella Foothills right now. Estrella Foothills is ranked number 41 in the 4A ranks, which, obviously means things like they are not probably going to help out Round Valley a whole lot when it comes to the power rankings. But, of course, I say that speculatively because none of us actually knows. None of us has any idea how things might shape up in the rankings from any given week to week. Let's break down scoring for you from this first half. Round Valley got the ball first, and they commenced to go on a 4-play, 63-yard scoring drive to get the first points of the game, and it took them less than 2 minutes. It took 1 minute, 58 seconds to get the first points on the board, and it was Riker Marble firing a touchdown pass to Seth Wilbank. That was a 45-yard touchdown pass. The kick was good by Marble, and that made it Round Valley 7-0. They opened up the first lead of the game. They forced Estrella Foothills to a 3-and-out on the Wolves' first possession. And Round Valley got it back, and it was another 4-play scoring drive for the Elks. 54 yards is what they covered on that drive, and 2 minutes and 3 seconds of clock time. The score was a Seth Wilbank 35-yard touchdown run. That made it his second score of the night. The kick was good again, and 14-0 Round Valley jumped in front, and they took that score with them into the second quarter and ended up scoring at 11 minutes, 9 seconds on the clock in the second period. It was a 11-play drive for Round Valley. Riker Marble hooked up with Seth Wilbank on a 33-yard touchdown pass to complete that drive. The kick was good. And with 11:09 on the clock in the second quarter, Round Valley 21-0. So far, all 3 touchdowns to this point of the game scored by Seth Wilbank. Estrella Foothills finally got their own act together, and they went on a 4-minute scoring drive. That took 10 plays and culminated in a Cutter Briscoe to William Bontrager 2-yard touchdown pass. The kick was blocked by Round Valley. And then somehow Good, I think they re-kicked it, as a matter of fact, after that. So that made it 21-7 after the point after. Round Valley got the ball again, and they scored again right after that. First play of the next possession was a 53-yard touchdown pass from Riker Marble to Rowdy Rivera, 53-yard touchdown strike. Kick was good. Round Valley got in front 28-7. The Elks would score one more time. It was their final possession. They got the ball with 1:11 remaining in the half. Needed to cover 61 yards of field, and they did that in 4 plays and 47 seconds. Great clock management, great usage of their one remaining timeout that they had, and the key play was a 36-yard pass that got them to the 2-yard line. Well, then they handed off to Seth Wiltbank, and Seth took it in for a 2-yard touchdown run, his 4th touchdown scored in the game. Can you guess who the leading candidate is for the Sports Zone Radio Player of the Game, which is presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center? Can you guess? We'll let you stew on that one for a little bit before we give you the final decision later on in the game. But you're looking, those of you watching our video, looking at some of those highlights from the first half. Great job by our crew, which is led by our producer, Derek Simmons. Our technical director is Greg Jones. Want to thank Rochelle Austin making her debut on our technical crew tonight as a camera operator with us. Thank you, Rochelle. Great job, actually, tonight, making her debut. Doing a pretty good job. And our statistician is the always lovely Sonia Simmons, who is stepping in tonight in place of the very lovely Joe Matthews, who called a couple of games for us, or did a couple of games for us on stats recently. Joe Matthews is normally out there listening to these or watching these broadcasts. So, Joe, I make the assumption that you're tuned in, and I appreciate that, as always. And Joe, you were probably thinking to yourself, can Floyd get through an entire broadcast and not mention the Los Angeles Dodgers, not talk about the Los Angeles Dodgers? Is it possible for him to do it? And I will say this, Joe Matthews. I will say that was a fairly bad call last night by the first base umpire on the final pitch of the game, and an attempted check swing by the hitter for the Giants. He was rung up by the first base umpire, said he swung. It was strike 3. That was the end of the game and the end of the series. The Dodgers win in 5 games. They take down San Francisco, and the Dodgers will now go on to the National League Championship Series against the Atlanta Braves. So, Joe Matthews, I'll say it was a bad call by the official. But the better team won. Just have to throw it in there. Dodgers are the better team. And I think that, they proved it in various ways last night. And getting that lead in the top of the 9th, holding on to it through the 9th, and especially against the Giants, so very sweet. All right, that's all I have to say about that. Stand by, everybody. We'll come on back to Round Valley High School in a moment and a look at the first half stats for you here as we break it down on the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report. Don't leave your seats, because in spite of the score, pretty good game unfolding out there on the turf here at the Dome. Stand by for more as we break it down at halftime right after this.
What do tickets to the Willis Farm in Snowflake, tickets to the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas, and tickets to see Brooks and Dunn and Reba live in concert all have in common? Well, this month, when you use the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass to replace your insured windshield, you have a shot at getting them all. This month, everyone who gets an insured windshield replaced gets 2 tickets to the
Willis Farm Haunt, Night of Pestilence. pestilence.
And then your name goes in the hat to be drawn for an escape to Las Vegas, where you will have lower level premium tickets to the December 11th championship night of the National Finals Rodeo. And fantastic tickets that same weekend to see Brooks and Dunn and Reba live in concert on their last tour. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today, 536-5972.
When it comes to paint, whether you're looking for interior or exterior paint, Dunn Edwards provides quality solutions to make all your painting projects look professional. And the home of Dunn Edwards in the White Mountains is Ace Hardware in Show Low, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard. Thanks to Dunn Edwards, Ace has the best interior paint for your home or office, and their exterior paint will stand up to the wear and tear of our tough seasonal weather. When it's time to paint, it's time to visit Ace Hardware of the White Mountains for high-quality Dunn Edwards interior and exterior paint and primer.
Switch to Naked Mobile today, and for a limited time, you'll get the Google Pixel 2 XL free. The Google Pixel 2 XL with a bigger 6-inch display, super fast performance, and greater battery reserve. This phone delivers. Activate with Naked Mobile and get the Google Pixel 2 XL for free when you switch and purchase 3 months of our $60 a month 20GB LTE data plan. Did we mention it's bigger, faster, stronger, and it's free? Naked Mobile with coverage on America's best networks. No contract, no credit check, no hidden fees. Available at any Cellular One store near you or at nakedmobile.com.
The team at Beam and Well Drilling is like a great football team. They work hard, they work as a team, and they play to win. Their reputation is second to none, and they proudly call the White Mountains their home, even though they complete projects throughout the entire southwestern United States and beyond. No project is too big or too small for Beam and Well Drilling, so when the time comes for you to punch a hole in the ground, remember the White Mountains' top well drilling team, Beam and Well Drilling. Call anytime, 928-205-7647. Go deep with Beam and Well Drilling.
Thanks a lot, Beam and Well Drilling, and thank you, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, presenting sponsors of our halftime report. As always, here at Sports Zone Radio and on the Game of the Week broadcast, brought to you by Hatch Toyota. So, what's the story? Halftime score, 35-7. Round Valley in front of Estrella Foothills. Round Valley has 387 yards of offense, 10 first downs, and almost a 2-minute disadvantage time of possession. They've had the ball for 11 minutes and 11 seconds of that first half. Throwing the football is where it's kind of come together for Round Valley tonight. 244 of their 387 yards in that half are through the air. They have run the ball, rushed the ball for a total of 143 yards, so that's still highly respectable, right? Penalized 4 times for 40 yards. That's a third of the number of penalties called on them last week in the first half against Show Low. Hello, what gives, man? And they have turned the ball over 1 time on a fumble. Quarterback Riker Marble has been marvelous. 12 out of 17 for a 71% completion percentage, 244 yards, and 3 touchdowns for Riker in that first half. His leading receiver is Seth Wiltbank, 3 catches for 88 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also, Rowdy Rivera has 2 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown. Trayson Merrill, the tight end, 4 catches for 41 yards, and a lot of that 41 is yards after catch. I mean, I'm going to say a third of it or more than a third of it, yards after catch for Trayson. He just will not go down on the first hit. Also out there, Dallin Whaler caught a critical 36-yard reception in that final scoring drive for Round Valley that set them up on the 2-yard line for a touchdown, a Seth Wiltbank rushing touchdown. But Whaler has that 1 catch for 36 yards. Stockton Brown, 1 catch for 9 yards in the first half. Running the football, well, Seth Wiltbank is knocking on the door for 100 yards tonight. 9 carries, 96 yards, averaging almost 11 yards a carry. 2 touchdowns on the ground for Seth. In the game, quarterback Riker Marble, 4 rushes for 34 yards, almost 9 yards a carry. Rowdy Rivera carried it 1 time for 13 yards in the first half. Estrella Foothills, 97 yards of total offense, 8 first downs for the Foothills club. They have thrown the ball for 89 yards and rushed for 8 yards in that first half, penalized twice for 10 yards. They did fumble the ball once, but they got it back, so no turnovers committed by Estrella Foothills in the first half. Their quarterback, Cutter Briscoe, is 11 of 19 for 89 yards and 1 touchdown thrown. His leading receiver is Cannon Scrimmager, 4 catches for 47 yards. Jacob Treppa, 1 catch for 15 yards. Nolan Colonis, 1 catch for 14 yards. Liam Henry, 1 catch for a single yard. William Bontrager, 2 catches for 6 yards. That included a touchdown reception. And Connor Ballack, 2 catches for 16 yards. As they spread it out in that offense. Do the Wolves running the football? William Bontrager, 6 carries for 9 yards, leads the way, and that's really the only notable thing to mention in their running game. And we'll grab a final word in from Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, everybody, as we wrap up the halftime reports. And thank you for being with us on our broadcast from the Dome tonight, the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota. Second half, right after this.
What do tickets to the Willis Farm in Snowflake, tickets to the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas, and tickets to see Brooks and Dunn and Reba live in concert all have in common? Well, this month, when you use the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass to replace your insured windshield, you have a shot at getting them all. This month, everyone who gets an insured windshield replaced gets 2 tickets to the
Willis Farm Haunt, Night of Pestilence.
And then your name goes in the hat to be drawn for an escape to Las Vegas, where you will have lower level premium tickets to the December 11th championship night of the National Finals Rodeo. And fantastic tickets that same weekend to see Brooks and Dunn and Reba live in concert on their last tour. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today, 536-5972.
Thank you, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, for your great partnership here at Sports Zone Radio. To Jay Screen, to Kevin Kerr, what a great team they've got at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. And we are proud to call them partners of ours here at Sports Zone Radio as well. 35-7, Round Valley in front of Estrella Foothills, and a line drive kick that gets the second half underway off the foot of Riker Marble. The return up the middle, a spin, and down to the 30-yard line before the tackle is made by Round Valley. And an injured player will hobble off the field. It looks like he's going to be okay. So after the return for Foothills, they've got the ball at their own 32-yard line. The second half gets underway here on the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota. Liam Henry is that guy that brought it back, the junior return man for the Wolves. Second half gets going. Well, golden opportunity right here to set a new tone in the game. And Cutter Briscoe, the quarterback, will line his guys up and hand it off up the middle. And that's going to be William Bontrager. Bontrager led the team in rushing, though he did not have much, didn't even reach double figures in that first half. That one might have put him up over 10 yards rushing for the game right there. He ends up with a 3-yard pickup on the play. Second down and 7 for the Wolves. They're going to flip it out to the right side. There's a catch, and then a herd of elks, of course. It's a herd of elks that come over and make the stop. And it ends up being, I'll see where they mark him, about 3 yards shy of the first down. So a 4-yard pickup on that pass play. The receiver that brought it in was Nolan Colonis. And Estrella Foothills trying to grab a first down here and move the chains for a first time here in the game, in the second half, pardon me. Third down play. They're going to run it. Bounce outside, and that is just not going to be enough. Couldn't find a lane to cut up into. Tackle made right at the 40-yard line, but that's only a yard ahead. And for Estrella Foothills, they are in a position where they've got a tough decision. You go for something like this, down 28 points? I wouldn't think so, but the quarterback is going to line up in a regular shotgun set. 3 receivers on the right, Solo to the left. Rowdy Rivera is the defender on that side of the formation. Quarterback will roll to his right, dump a pass toward the middle, right into the waiting arms of one of those Round Valley defenders for the interception. And the guy that hauls it in from his linebacker spot is Kyler Rominger. And he is able to snatch the first turnover of the night committed by Estrella Foothills. An interception. That'll also give the Elks beautiful field position. They're going to work from the 44-yard line of Estrella Foothills. Wolfbank has room to run around the right side. Goes between two defenders. Turns the Jets on. And he's in the end zone. A 44-yard touchdown run by Seth. I'm not sure he was ever touched by anybody on the defense. I'm not sure anybody even got a fingertip on him. He goes 44 yards to pay dirt. Can you call it pay dirt when you're playing on turf? Here he is. So far, nobody has touched him. It's a pretty good block out there on the edge by Rowdy Rivera. Goes between everybody there. Still can't catch him. Afterburners engaged. Yeah, somebody got a hand right before he crossed the goal line. That's about it. As Seth goes across for his, his fifth touchdown of the night. Point after is good. Second half is quickly controlled by Round Valley. They get a short field possession and a one-play touchdown. 44 yards from Seth Wolfbank. The Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. Big Round Valley lead, third quarter.
Insurance is a must, but that doesn't mean you must go broke just paying for it. Contact Joe Bjorn State Farm Insurance for a game plan on saving more of your money. Joe and his team offer home, life, auto insurance, and more. With Joe as your insurance quarterback, you'll score big each and every time. And with State Farm cheering you on, how can you lose? Joe Bjorn State Farm Insurance, providing blanket coverage of the entire White Mountains. Call Joe at 928-536-7101. That's 928-536-7101.
Score here is 42-7. So Round Valley jumps on top, and they get set to kick it away. Seth Wolfbank is having a night, isn't he? He has now scored 5 touchdowns in the game. And Riker Marble delivers a pretty good kick to the 5-yard line. Here's the return right up the middle. A little change of direction and a pretty good run out across the 30-yard line. And it's Liam Henry who brought it back out for the Wolves. And we are back to action here at the Round Valley Dome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for our broadcast of the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota. Well, is there anything Seth Wolfbank can't do? And I think the answer is probably not anything he can't do. Touchdown, what time on the clock when that touchdown was scored? 9:46.
Shotgun, send a man in motion, give it to the other man in the backfield. Number 21's got some speed on him.
Well, on this first down play, with the ball at the 32-yard line, begin a new possession for Estrella Foothills. They're going to give the ball and get a nice pickup. You see it go around the left side there. They found a seam at the line and a good finish, strong finish at the end of it for William Bontrager. And he gains 11 yards. First down on one of the brighter spots tonight so far in the running game for Estrella Foothills. And they're going to run option. Right side, there's the pitch out in front of everybody. And Round Valley is able to dive on top of it. They're going to get the ball back. It was a pitch out there for Nolan Colonese. He did not ever get hands on it. At least nothing that he could control. You'll see it here. Good look on the replay, and we're also going to figure out who got on top of it. Yeah, we know exactly who made the recovery. Now, that was Brett Jordan. Brett Jordan with the fumble recovery, everybody. And the Elks will take over the football, in danger of blowing this thing out. Getting a little nuts out there on the field. The ball at the 40-yard line. Second possession for Round Valley that begins on the Estrella Foothills half of the 50. Handoff up the middle. And that's going to be that sophomore running back getting into the action now, getting some time in the backfield. The handoff goes let's see here. We'll get you name and number here. Gage Baker got the carry, and Gage got 2 yards for the Elks on offense. 42-7 is our score. Coming up at the close of our broadcast, we are going to announce the Sports Zone Radio Player of the Game. It's presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. Baker has it again. Baker's got another big gain, and Baker was being grabbed in all sorts of different ways, and I think that is going to bring out a face masking type penalty. There's a marker down. Somewhere in all of that, the ball was taken away by Estrella Foothills. They think they ought to have it. But the official, I believe, is going to rule that there was a flag thrown before the ball was stripped away. Well, you're watching it right there, depending on when the whistle was blown. Definitely taken away before Baker came down. The offense for Round Valley stays on the field. The officials are still sorting things out down on the turf. And now we'll see what Greg Chavez says. Face mask on Round Valley. And now the referee is deciding, let's go back and get more guidance from the guy that tossed the flag. Normally the face mask would be called on the offense, right? Coming on the defense. Okay, so it was on the defense.
Round Valley, the ball covered by White. Round Valley has to accept the penalty. It'll go back round the spot. Replay.
Okay. They called a face mask on the defense, and I think we may have had face masks on both sides offsetting penalties because they're moving it back. If that was a face masking penalty against Estrella Foothills, and only against Foothills, then the ball wouldn't come back to this place on the field, would it? I don't know. That's very confusing because it seems as though the Wolves did recover the football. Stripped it, took it away while it was still live, but then you had the penalty before that.
We will now march the 15 yards for the face mask. Push down.
Okay, so they've come back. Here's what we know. This is all we really know. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the original line of scrimmage. Not the spot of the foul. In the original line of scrimmage, so face masking. I'm very confused. I really don't get it. Ball goes to the 23-yard line. Round Valley has it. The official in front of the Estrella Foothills bench asks to stop play for just a moment. And now we'll get back to it. I have no idea what just happened. We'll just say a 15-yard penalty against the defense. Took a little while to sort it out, that's for sure. Hand up the middle. Baker has it. And Baker is going to battle across the 20 to make it the 19-yard line. 4-yard gain on the play for Gage Baker. Getting some relief play here. Taking over for Seth Wiltbank, who, after you score 5 touchdowns, I don't know, maybe you need a little breather. Got to get a break, It's a lot of touchdowns to score in one night. Under 7:40 remaining on the clock in the third period. 42-7, Round Valley with the lead. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Rowdy Rivera takes a snap, fakes it, keeps it, goes left side, cuts back. He is going to battle into the end zone. Well, he's in for an apparent score, but there's a marker down. And it's going to be a hold on the offense. So this one coming back. Well, pretty good looking run on the RPO. You see Rivera out there. I'm looking, and they're going to say that one of those receivers downfield gets called for the hold. I think that's Trayson Merrill, who was pushing his guy toward the boundary line.
10 yards, replay the down.
No, it wasn't actually, Trayson. Sorry about that. There's a 2 at the end of that jersey. I don't know who that is. Somebody with a 2 at the end of the jersey. Holding, pushing. I don't think up front anybody was called for holding. It's right in your picture now. So when I think they end up calling that penalty. So they bring it back to a 2nd down and 12. Ball for Round Valley at the 25-yard line of the Wolves. 35-point lead. If Round Valley can score right here and get the point after, they will start the running clock for the rest of the game unless the Wolves can get the lead under 42. And then we go back to normals. Rivera fakes it, keeps, and gets knocked down and might have lost a yard, as a matter of fact, on the play. He did. He is tackled back out to the 26-yard line. So Rowdy getting a chance to run the offense now. Riker Marble had that marvelous first half and now gets a chance to rest. I don't know, every time I say marvelous, I get this very strange look from our statistician. I'm not sure she's going for it. I kind of like it. I have coined a phrase, and anytime you coin a phrase, that's a big deal. It's a big deal in the broadcasting world. Here's a throw toward the pylon, and the receiver tripped and fell, and Round Valley fans wanted a flag. They didn't get one. If there was contact, the official says it was incidental to the outcome of the play. Incomplete pass brings up 4th down and 12 for the Round Valley offense. And they are sitting at the 36. Will they try to kick the football from this spot? Will they attempt what would be a 44-yard field goal try? Here comes Riker Marble out there. Riker's had a great game, great day. Big contributions. Nearly 300 yards passing in just one half of football. And he is on to try a 43-yard field goal. This one's on the way. That might be long enough. And it was! He kicked it. That kick was going to be good from 44 yards. As it is, it's a good kick from 43. And Riker has done just about anything you could ask him to do on this night tonight. And he converts on a field goal try. How about 45-7 now the lead for Round Valley. Stand by for the kickoff, the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
Hatch Toyota is proud to be part of the Show Low community. Owner Chaz Hatch was born and raised in the White Mountains and is a Show Low High alumnus. He knows that local businesses are the lifeblood of a community. So Hatch Toyota takes pride in our efforts to be responsible citizens by being a consistent supporter of nonprofit organizations, schools, and local charities whose efforts benefit our local residents. Hatch Toyota provides jobs for your neighbors, purchases from local businesses, and pays local taxes to support schools, first responders, local arts, and children's sports. Whether you live in Show Low, Pine Top, Alpine, or anywhere in the White Mountains, this is where the dollars you spend with us go, back into the community. So when it's time for the purchase of a new or pre-owned vehicle, come to the dealership run by your neighbors that support your community. Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall and at hatchtoyota.com. Keeping the White Mountains rolling for over 30 years.
45-7, our score, Round Valley in front of Estrella Foothills. Welcome back, everybody, to the Dome. And we're having some issues. You can probably tell on our scoreboard is not acting like it ought to, and so we're going to try to get that whole thing settled for you if you're watching video. Our apologies as we work on that. And we'll continue on here. 45-7, the lead right now for Round Valley over Estrella Foothills. After we get a 43-yard field goal. What was the time on the clock of the field goal? Get caught up here on a couple of things. And we watch an incomplete pass from Cutter Briscoe.
Pass to the right side, intended receiver number 7.
That is no good.
Excuse me, number 7.
And so that'll stop the clock for just the moment at 6:12 here in the third quarter.
I apologize, and I would appreciate a phonetic spelling from Estrella Foothills, number 7, Nolan Koblenese. Second and 10 for the Wolves.
Well, the Estrella Foothills team has begun this possession at their own 16-yard line. They're going to hand off. That's Liam Henry running the ball as he spins out of one tackler's grasp, and then he goes out to about the 22-yard line. That should be a gain of 6 yards on the play. And bring up 3rd down and 4. Cutter Briscoe is the quarterback. He is a senior, running the offense for the Wolves. He and his guys are going to try to see what they can do to put something together in these final moments of the game. 5:41 on the clock right now. If the Elks can score again and score a touchdown again here with no further Estrella Foothills. And a nice one, 9-yard pickup on this play. First down. First down for Estrella Foothills. They are at their own 31-yard line. Third quarter action, the Sports on Radio game of the week. It's presented by Hatch Toyota, and Briscoe looked left short, throws downfield, and in between a couple of defenders. Boy, well defended back there by Stockton Brown as he goes up and deflects the ball away. That'll be an incomplete pass to bring up 2nd down for Briscoe and the Wolves offense. Well, you know, he laid it in there decently well for sure, but Stockton Brown trailing the play did a good job to go up and knock it away. Those of you watching our video, it's 45-7. 45-7. The lead right now.
Thought that was Brett Elmer there for a second on defense.
For Round Valley, closing out the third period. They'll run option right side, and Briscoe cuts it back to the middle of the field and did a nice job to get out to the 39-yard line. Well done by the quarterback. Nice gain on the play. Try to get that number for you. Defensively, the guy on the tackle appears to be Morgan Orona. And an 8-yard pickup for the quarterback. Well-designed play, well executed. Quarterback running the option well. In the moment for Estrella Foothills, under 5 minutes on the clock now here in the third period. They're going to hand it off. It's going to come around to William Bontrager, but he is going to get shut down before he can get started. Brody Ziegler is the guy on the tackle. Just a sophomore, and great job of playing downhill, coming right at the play. He ends up dropping running back for a 3-yard loss. It's 4th down and 5. The ball at the 36-yard line of the Wolves, and they're going for it all the way here. Yeah, trying to draw the defense. And now up under center. Somebody on the offensive line jumped. Yeah. You're in your stance for a long time. And then it's just that little tiny bit, right? That little tiny thing there. 4th down now, 4th and 10. They mark him back 5 yards. We'll see if the Wolves give it up. Nobody back deep for Round Valley. Briscoe is kind of modified back there. Nope, you're going to throw. They're going to go for it. And he throws it right into the hands of the defender, underthrew his receiver. It's off the fingertips of the Round Valley Elks defender. The guy that was back there in coverage on that, Ricardo Morales, a sophomore, was right in his hands, kicking himself. He had a chance for a tick mark in the stat line. So incomplete is a turnover on downs. And that is right now where Round Valley is going to take over the football, the 31-yard line. Boy, Round Valley is making a living at it, getting the football in Elks territory, or rather Wolves territory.
Just under 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Round Valley leads 45-7. Rowdy Rivera from the shotgun. Baker with him in the backfield. Three receivers to the right side. Rowdy's going to roll to the left.
Here comes Round Valley. Rowdy Rivera, the quarterback, has it, keeps it, lowers the shoulder, and makes a big play out of it. Takes it inside the 15-yard line.
Block there. Make some noise for your lead blocker.
And we'll see, I guess they say the 12-yard line. That is 19 yards on the pickup for Rowdy. And the Round Valley offense appears to have broken the will of the team on the other side. First down for Round Valley. They are sitting at the 12-yard line of the Wolves. Handoff straight up the middle it goes. Gage Baker, the guy with the football in hand. Gage is knocked down at the 11-yard line.
Gain of about a yard on the play. Second down.
Gage gets a single yard there, and his team working with the ball, and now 3 minutes and 12 seconds on the clock in the third period. Seeing if they can punch it in again here. That's going to get the running clock moving forward if they can manage to do so. Solo receiver left for the Elks. Three receivers out to the right. You've got a good dose of guys off the bench now for Round Valley. Handoff. Gage Baker has it to the 10-yard line. Another single yard picked up on the play for Gage. That'll bring up third down and 8 yards from that spot.
Third and 8.
Hey, don't forget our next broadcast of the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week. Next Friday night, we're going to be at Sholo High School. Sholo takes on Blue Ridge. Sholo will 11 o'clock. That's next Friday, Sholo High School, the site of our next broadcast coverage with Sports Zone Radio. Slot left, slot right. You've got 4 receivers split out for Round Valley.
Third and 8.
And Gage Baker in the backfield with Rowdy Rivera, the quarterback. Jet sweep, they hand it off around the left side. Dips in, goes back out. Big hit at the 2-yard line. On that third down play, running the football, Riley Harlan. Harlan, a junior, getting an opportunity here, gains 8 yards. And they're going to eyeball this one and make a determination. Is that a first down or not? It is. First down for Round Valley. It'll be first down and goal for the Elks. Trying to tack on to a 38-point lead right here. Pretty good look at field level on that replay. And Harlan with the nice run that gets him punished a little bit at the end of it.
First and goal for the Elks.
Gage Baker in the backfield. They'll give it to him, straight up the middle, steps into the end zone for a 2-yard Round Valley touchdown. Didn't take long, 5 plays is all that was required for Round Valley. And a total of 1:59 taken off the clock to get the ball into the end zone.
The guys, we got pizza back at the concession stands. It's hot. It's ready. Go get your pizza.
We'll see if Riker Marble can remain perfect on the night. Kicking the football, he has converted every point after try. And for good measure, a 43-yard try. This one is a line drive. Somebody jinxed him. And the kick was no good. It remains 51-7 after the kick failed. Round Valley well in front in this one. A timeout, a word from Cellular One, one of our presenting sponsors of the Hatch Toyota Game of the Week broadcast. Your Sports Zone Radio. Don't go anywhere. Big lead for Round Valley.
Take it to the max with Free for Life from Cellular One. Activate a new line of service with Free for Life and you'll get the Sky D5 Max smartphone for free. Plus, you get 5 gigabytes of LTE, unlimited nationwide talk and text, and unlimited Facebook for free. See how to qualify and get your free for Life Sky D5 Max smartphone while supplies last at any Cellular One store or at mycellular1.com. Free for Life is a government-subsidized Lifeline product available to eligible customers. Only one Lifeline phone per household. Not transferable. Other restrictions apply.
Hello, sports fans. This is Sports Zone Radio's Floyd Simmons. Here at the Sports Zone, we do many different things to provide the best sports coverage in the region. Countless hours and miles on the road for a digital radio broadcast, and exhausting hours spent capturing and editing the best video around. We also create one-of-a-kind custom posters. And if you're a coach or athletic director, talk to us about shooting your school or team's photography. I guarantee you, no one will work harder to do it better. Just go to our website and look for samples or call us for details. The number to call is 928-358-7905. Again, that's 928-358-7905.
Hey, back into it, everybody. Thanks for joining us. You saw the kick, which produced no return. When out of bounds, the ball comes out to the 35-yard line on what is a procedure penalty on the kicking team. In case you are unfamiliar with the ruling on that, that's exactly what it is. Estrella Foothills comes back out on offense. Their quarterback is Cutter Briscoe, and he wants to throw. Hits the inside receiver on the right side of the formation. He decides he wants to come back to the middle. Didn't like it out there on the outside. And a short gain, but a gain nonetheless for Nolan Colonese. And Nolan takes it to the 40. That's a 5-yard pickup on the pass play. Check the numbers for you for Cutter Briscoe so far in the game. 13 of 25 for 98 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception so far for him on the day. And the guy that caught that pass, Colonese, is now down on the turf. And he's getting a good look over right now. Hope that everything is okay with that young man. Don't forget, coming up at the end of our broadcast, we will announce the Sports Zone Radio's player of the game. It is presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. Our latest, brand newest sponsor on the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week broadcast and the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football Show. Big thank you to White Mountain Regional Medical Center for their partnership with us. And they will present the Sports Zone Radio Player of the Game tonight, every night the rest of this football season. And they will present it during the basketball season that lies ahead, Northland basketball here at Sports Zone Radio. And they'll also present the Sports Zone Radio Player of the Game during our spring sports broadcast schedule as well. We couldn't say thank you enough to White Mountain Regional Medical Center and the partnership they provide to us here now at Sports Zone Radio. Well, we're still dealing with Nolan Colonese and his injury, and he will gingerly walk off the field now with some help. And also to a round of applause from these Round Valley fans. Give him a hand out there. We'll get back to the action just as soon as Nolan is able to get off the field. Now he's able to make the rest of the way with no assistance. 1:07 remaining here in the third period. Running clock situation. Round Valley in front 51-7, and markers down, movement before the play. And that'll be a false start on the offense. That's the situation, folks. So move it back 5, 2nd down and 10. Ball back to the original line of scrimmage for this possession. Back to the 35-yard line. Cutter Briscoe calls it out, takes the snap, quick throw right side toward the sideline, passes off the hands of the receiver. Another one of those catches that kind of feel like maybe should have been made. Jacob Treppa was that receiver out there. He did have to get a little bit horizontal in the attempt to make the catch. Could not make that catch. 51-7.
15 seconds.
Round Valley in front. Final now 12 seconds of this third quarter. And a pass that is, boy, dangerous. Almost taken back the other direction. The intended receiver near side of the formation, William Bontrager. And the defender, Jordan Elmer, stepped up, got a hand on it, knocked it away. And, boy, I tell you, it was that close to perhaps taking it to the house, maybe? I don't know, but we do know this. That's the end of the third period, everybody. Fourth quarter on the way in just a moment. Round Valley with a more than comfortable lead. In all likelihood, on their way to their 8th win on the season. Undefeated, ranked number 2 in the state. 51-7 right now. Round Valley in front of Estrella Foothills. The fourth quarter is next on the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota.
Any insurance agent can provide a quote, return a phone call, or claim to have the best rates. But will your current agent fight alongside you if and when you need to make a claim, discuss options when life changes, or put you and your needs first? At the Troy Merrill Farmers Insurance Agency, that's exactly who you'll get. People over profit. Years of expertise and knowledge, personalized service, and a straightforward, comprehensive, and cost-effective insurance solution. Call or visit the Merrill Farmers Insurance Agency now and experience exactly what you've been missing.
The year was 2011. Tim Tebow was still playing quarterback in high school, but he was about to become a legend. With his team behind 17-0, he was tackled and broke his leg. Despite the excruciating pain, he told his coach, "Don't take me out of the game, I want to play." Tim led his team back and scored the game-winning touchdown on a 20-yard run. The start of the Tim Tebow legend. This is Sports Zone Radio's Byron Brown with a message from Beeler Orthodontics in Show Low. A message to every young White Mountains athlete to never give up. Beeler Orthodontics. Live life with a smile.
Thank you, Byron Brown. B squared. One of our legendary voices from Sports Zone Radio. And unfortunately, Byron is unavailable for this 2021 football campaign. We expect him back next year. We also expect him during the basketball season, but Byron unable to be with us this football season. Look at this. Pick the dangerous pickup of the punt deep downfield. That's probably going to get that young man an earful from the coaching staff. And that guy coming back to get it, Dallin Waller. And Waller, like I said, probably going to hear about it from the coaches. You're not supposed to pick that one up there in that situation. Bad habit to develop. Change of possession at the 11:20-ish mark. Round Valley back on offense. They've got the ball at their own 20-yard line after that one. And the Elks getting everybody changed out. That's a whole brand new set up front. I believe that is, for all intents and purposes, the JV squad on the field. We've got a brand new quarterback. And he is going to get take the snap, give it off. Boy, that's probably a freshman out there. Well, judging by the size of things. Now, if he's older than that, if he's a senior, I didn't mean to insult. I don't even have that young man on the roster, if that's number 16, which I think it is. That's number 16 or number 18, one of the two. I'm going to guess somebody up from the JV or a freshman team. Connor Luker is the name we are given. We'll see if I can remember that. Connor gives it, and his guy will take it around the right side and get knocked down. That's Kyle Clark. Kyle Clark, a freshman. The marker comes down. Luker had gained a yard on the previous play, but this gain is going to come back because the freshman runner, well, one of his teammates held on the play. And let's see if we have any scoring updates to provide you. Show Low had a 36-8 lead over Payson at halftime. Thank you to Jace Green sharing that. 10-yard mark off on that last penalty. I want to say hello to Tom Pfeiffer, one of our old-time Round Valley friends out here. He said, "Glad you're here. Thanks for coming and doing the game." And Tom is doing chain gang detail. He's on the chain gang crew down there. All right. Here's a handoff to Clark. And we'll see what he got out of it. How about a yard? 1 yard to gain on the play for Kyle Clark. Snowflake ended up beating Winslow tonight 55-0, 55-0. Snowflake with a win. Snowflake is now 3-0 in the East region, which means they are tied in the loss column with Round Valley, which is really what matters, except when you don't have as many games as the other people. So unless something happens for there to be a playing of that Round Valley Blue Ridge game, Round Valley is going to end up with one fewer region game than Snowflake. And right now, at the end of this night, they're going to still be 2-0 in the East region. Snowflake 3-0. By my normal count of things, as we watch a 1 yard loss on this play from Round Valley, by my normal count, Round Valley is now behind Snowflake by a half game in the standings. Is that accurate? Hey, guess what? One of our good friends, Chris Cadeau, listening at least to a portion of our broadcast. He's a guy that we became very familiar with as part of the Arizona Rattlers organization. Simmons Media doing the TV and radio broadcast coverage for the Arizona Rattlers this past season. Chris Cadeau was part of their media group, and Chris is in the Show Low area tonight. Derek knows Chris. And Chris says he came into Show Low for the weekend, turned the radio on, and there was my voice. So he checked in with a text message a moment ago. Chris, thank you for checking in. Good to hear from you, man. Hope things are going well for you and the family. Snowflake with a big win tonight. Show Low with a big lead at halftime. Going to set up a big game next week, Blue Ridge at Show Low, and then a week following that, Sports Zone Radio will be at Snowflake. Show Low versus Snowflake. Show Low at Snowflake for that game. There is some speculation as we watch a penalty get marked off against Estrella Foothills. There is some speculation that game, Show Low at Snowflake, is going to be moved because of the situation with the stands in Snowflake. They just can't accommodate the kind of crowd because of the damage that happened with that fire a few weeks ago. They can't accommodate the kind of crowd they expect for the Show Low game. So consideration being made to play that somewhere else. There's early contact by the defensive back on the receiver running inside, but no marker thrown on what now amounts to an incomplete pass for Estrella Foothills. Ball now at the Round Valley 39-yard line. Don't forget the Ace Hardware scoreboard show. The show the coaches call coming up as part of the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football show. Handoff goes up the middle. Bontrager has it. He goes down at the 35-yard line. Gain of 4. On the play. It brings up 3rd down and 6. Got to get to the 29-yard line for the first down. Going to get scores for you on some other games of interest. How about the Mogollon Mustangs? Mogollon tonight playing at Joseph City. Joetown, the next victim up. Handoff on the jet sweep. It comes out to the near side. It's that player that was injured a while ago. That's a 5-yard gain on the play. That is Nolan Colanese. So after getting hurt earlier, he came back into the game. He's doing fine. 5-yard pickup on that play. How about 4th down now? 4th and a yard to go. And you can count on it. Cutter Briscoe, the quarterback, and the Estrella Foothills offense are going for it on 4th down at the Round Valley 30. Trying to draw the Elks off. There is a marker down. Somebody moved. Was it? Yeah, offside on the defense. Somebody came across. So the hard count worked. I mean, you know, the most obvious play in the playbook. And they're going to mark off the 5-yard against the defense, and that'll be a first down. Ball goes to the 25-yard line. The Wolves moving the ball down the field. Well, those of you watching a game at Show Low, maybe watching a game tonight at Snowflake, sitting through the cold, bitter cold weather outside. I'll give you a weather report in just a moment from here inside the dome. Step in, throwing down the middle. Pass is off the fingertips of Colanese, the intended receiver, and just a pass that needed to be caught. Should have been caught. Briscoe, the quarterback, laid it in beautifully. Maybe a little bit tall, but I'm telling you, you got to make that catch every day of the week. And, yeah, that's got to be a catch. Incomplete to Colanese, but there's a marker down anyway. I guess it wasn't going to stand. They're going to mark this one back. That's a 15-yard step off. Wrong way. Against that Estrella Foothills offense, all the way back out to the 41. Got to get to the 15 for a first down, so it's going to be 1st and 26 now. 1st and 26 to go for Estrella Foothills. 51-7, our score here now. Round Valley more than comfortably in front with a running clock. 5:35 remaining in regulation. Pass caught on the far sideline. That's the Estrella sideline. And whoa, good job by the receiver to go down as there was a missile coming at him. One of those Round Valley defenders almost pierced him. 9-yard pickup. On the pass play, I think that's Colonese on the receiving end, far side of the field. Lucky he didn't get severely punished on that. Actually, that's not Colonese. The receiver was Trevor Vaughn. Vaughn, the receiver. Second down, a long way to go. Got a man open down the right sideline. This one is over the head of the intended receiver. That's Jacob Treppa they were targeting down the right side. Good look off by the quarterback, looked left. As you'll see on the replay, looking left there. And then he turns, delivers, but he out threw his receiver. Incomplete pass. Well, I guess it wasn't going to matter, was it? Because another penalty, another mark-off. Now it comes all the way back out to the 45-yard line, right at the 45-yard line. It's second down all over again, 2nd and 30. 2nd and 30. You know what they ought to do? They ought to give officials statistics. They ought to give them yardage statistics. Like how many yards did they get in a game? Last week, by the way, was prolific. Remember, here's an incomplete pass. Prolific at Show Low last week. How many times we ever seen penalties, that number of penalties and that kind of yardage? In fact, look that up if you wouldn't mind. Do you have it? If you can, look it up. Find out what we had as the penalty yardage from last week's Show Low Round Valley game. It will blow your mind to get those numbers. Third down play right here. 3rd and 30. Deep down the middle. Briscoe, that's a good-looking ball that he throws. He's got good mechanics. Gave him time, keep him clean in the pocket, set and throw. I like him as a quarterback, but again, out-throwing his receiver on this play. And that might simply just be a matter of receiver with less than foot speed. Less than. 15 on the top. That was an incomplete pass. 4th down and 30. Going for it. With 3 minutes and 13 seconds remaining. Obviously, you're going for it. Briscoe throwing across. That catch is made. Cut back. Couple of broken tackles. Finally, the hit is made to stop the progress after about an 8-yard pickup on the play. The receiver was Trevor Vaughn. Vaughn caught the pass. The guy that put a stop to him doesn't appear on the roster. Jersey number 12 down there on the field is the guy that made the stop. So maybe somebody up from the freshman squad. 8-yard pickup on the pass play, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. And it comes with we're just going to say about 3:10 on the clock is when the change of possession took place. Clock continuing to count down now. And we are down to the 2-minute and 45-second mark and counting down. First down play, Round Valley takes back over. I don't think they're going to be try-hards, if you will, here on this final possession. They give it to Clark up the middle. That's Kyle Clark, the freshman. He's been getting all this slop activity late in the game. 5-yard gain for Kyle, straight up the middle. And that brings up second down play. 51-7, Round Valley in front. They're going to win this game, obviously. Final score at Show Low. Oh, no. I thought that was the score offered. That's actually the penalty yardage from last week. You ready for this? Here's a toss. Clark has it between a couple of defenders, and he gets wrestled down. There's the marker down. Clark is tackled out there by Taylor Bryant for Estrella Foothills. It'll be right at the 5 yards needed for the first down. But instead, it's going to be a penalty marked off against Round Valley. So last week, Show Low had 146 yards of penalties, according to our statistics. And Round Valley had 133 yards. And my mighty Holbrook Roadrunner math, I got that as 279 yards of penalty yardage marked off last week. 279 yards in that Show Low Round Valley game. I don't know if I've ever seen that in my life, in any game, at any level, ever. Amazing. And there's a penalty marked off here. Second down and 14 for the Round Valley offense. A minute 20 remaining in regulation. Stop again. Round Valley retreating. Coming back to the quarterback to try and get some instruction. And the clock keeps counting down. We're down to a minute remaining in this one. Post-game wrap-up on the way. We'll announce the Sports Zone Radio's player of the game. That's brought to you by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. And the snap and the kneel down at the 45-second mark. Take a few seconds to mark it. It'll be fourth down. Can they get down below the play clock time frame? I think that's 35 seconds, right? Down to 33 seconds now. We're down to 27 seconds now. It's fourth down. Round Valley's hoping to just snap once and not have to give the ball back over to Estrella Foothills. Counting it down, Round Valley might end up having to take a delay penalty. I think they're going to, yeah. They're going to take a delay and then snap it. I don't even know if they have to snap it. They might. The delay comes out with 5 seconds remaining. A little slow on the clock there. They stop the clock with 4 seconds, and I think they're going to rewind it. Yeah, they're going to wind it, let it go. Well, no, the punt team is on. I don't know. I'm confused. I thought with the running clock, when there's a penalty, well, I guess they would have to stop the clock, wouldn't they? You stop it on timeouts. You stop it on change of possession. Apparently, you stop it on the penalty as well. It was a good kick away. It's going to hit at the 35-yard line and bounce around. Oh, that's a great bounce. Let's check the distance on this one on the final play of the game. It goes from the 25 to the 19-ish. It's at 55, 56, about 57-yard punt right there for Riker Marble. Just another one of the great things he did tonight. All the touchdowns he threw, the passing yardage for Riker Marble. Saw him kick a 43-yard field goal, and he delivers a 57-ish yard punt right now. Just a marvelous night for Riker Marble. You're welcome to use that one out there, listeners, but I'm coining it. I'm taking the credit. If there's any royalties to be gained on the term marvelous, well, I'm going to go ahead and take that, okay? We will announce our Sports Zone Radio player of the game coming up in a bit. Certainly Riker Marble is considered for that. I don't know, Seth Wiltbank is a strong consideration as well. And in our postgame, I believe we'll talk with those two guys, Seth Wiltbank and Riker Marble. And not the head coach, Brad Baca, not going to join us this time with Round Valley. We're going to talk with one of the assistant coaches. Troy Merrill is going to be joining us. And whether we do it from up here or down on the field, we'll figure that out here in just a moment, everybody. But we do thank you for being a part of our evening tonight here at Round Valley High School. It continues on. We'll be live from Round Valley for the next quite a bit of time. Let's get our post-game wrap-up, and then it's the Ace Hardware Scoreboard Show, the show the coaches call, coming up a little later on tonight as well from the Round Valley Dome. Final score 51-7. Round Valley has defeated Estrella Foothills. Our post-game wrap-up next on the Game of the Week broadcast, presented by Hatch Toyota. Stand by.
Toyota doesn't have salespeople. We've changed how to buy a car. Now a floor product specialist works with you, and they aren't commissioned.
They're on salary, so when you're approached on the lot or in the showroom, you don't have to panic. Nobody's going to give you the bump and hustle to get you to sign on the dotted line because there's simply no pressure to do so. Hatch Toyota is taking the long view.
The view that involves your complete satisfaction with the whole buying experience. An experience we'd even be so bold to call happy. Who doesn't want to be happy?
And buying a new car is a really happy day. It's time to take the stress out of the day and put in the joy.
Shop ahead at hatchtoyota.com. Our entire fleet is at your fingertips.
Then let us know which model you're interested in and make an appointment with one of our 4 product specialists.
Hatch Toyota, keeping the White Mountains rolling for 25 years.
Hi, this is Chaz Hatch. Get our statewide low price guarantee on every new Toyota. Find out more at hatchtoyota.com or visit us today at the Northern Arizona Auto Mall in Show Low.
Insurance is a must, but that doesn't mean you must go broke just paying for it. Contact Joe Bjorn State Farm Insurance for a game plan on saving more of your money. Joe and his team offer home, life, auto insurance, and more. With Joe as your insurance quarterback, you'll score big each and every time. And with State Farm cheering you on, how can you lose? Joe Bjorn State Farm Insurance, providing blanket coverage of the entire White Mountains. Call Joe at 928-536-7101. That's 928-536-7101.
The year was 2011. Tim Tebow was still playing quarterback in high school, but he was about to become a legend. With his team behind 17-0, he was tackled and broke his leg. Despite the excruciating pain, he told his coach, "Don't take me out of the game, I want to play." Tim led his team back and scored the game-winning touchdown on a 20-yard run. The start of the Tim Tebow legend. This is Sports Zone Radio's Byron Brown with a message from Beeler Orthodontics in Show Low. A message to every young White Mountains athlete to never give up. Beeler Orthodontics. Live life with a smile.
What do tickets to the Willis Farm in Snowflake, tickets to the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas, and tickets to see Brooks and Dunn and Reba live in concert all have in common? Well, this month, when you use the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass to replace your insured windshield, you have a shot at getting them all. This month, everyone who gets an insured windshield replaced gets 2 tickets to the
Willis Farm Haunt, Night of Pestilence.
And then your name goes in the hat to be drawn for an escape to Las Vegas, where you will have lower level premium tickets to the December 11th championship night of the National Finals Rodeo. And fantastic tickets that same weekend to see Brooks and Dunn and Reba live in concert on their last tour. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today, 536-5972.
When it comes to paint, whether you're looking for interior or exterior paint, Dunn Edwards provides quality solutions to make all your painting projects look professional. And the home of Dunn Edwards in the White Mountains is Ace Hardware in Show Low, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard. Thanks to Dunn Edwards, Ace has the best interior paint for your home or office, and their exterior paint will stand up to the wear and tear of our tough seasonal weather. When it's time to paint, it's time to visit Ace Hardware of the White Mountains for high-quality Dunn Edwards interior and exterior paint and primer.
Hey, we're back in. We are live at Round Valley High School, everybody. Thank you for being with us tonight on the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week. It's presented by Hatch Toyota. Coming up, the Sports Zone Radio Player of the Game announcement. And that's brought to you by White Mountain Regional Medical Center, our brand newest broadcasting and marketing partner at Sports Zone Radio. Thank you to White Mountain Regional Medical Center, located right here in Springerville, very nearby the Round Valley Dome. Thanks for being with us. 51-7, the final score tonight. Round Valley picks up their 8th win on the season. The number 2 ranked Round Valley Elks are undefeated still with an 8-0 record. And the other 2 remaining undefeated teams, at least coming into the night, well, let's find out what they may have done tonight. Valley Christian undefeated and ranked number 1 tonight. Their opponent, AZ College Prep. And I just can't see Valley Christian losing that game. But here's the one you want to circle on your calendar. That's next Friday, and they are going to be at American Leadership Academy of Gilbert North. And coming into tonight, ALA Gilbert North was ranked, number 6, I believe, in the state, and they had a 6-1 record before tonight's activity. How about them? What did ALA of Gilbert North have going on tonight? Playing at Thatcher, and they got a win in that one, 49-14. So they remain in the win column with that. 7-1, their record on the season right now. And that one loss, by the way, for ALA of Gilbert North came to American Leadership Academy of Queen Creek, a 4A team and a good team. Final score in that was 38-35. And as I hear it tell, everybody, their team always should have won the game, right? especially in a close game. We always say that. Our team always should have won whatever close game it might have been. On that particular Friday night, ALA of Gilbert North feels like they should have won that game. But they did lose by 3 to a very good Queen Creek version of ALA. Let's see, next Friday, it's ALA Gilbert North taking on Valley Christian. That is a home game for the Eagles, ALA of Gilbert North. So that's what's remaining on the schedule, a possibility that Valley Christian does pick up a loss, a strong opponent next week. And if Round Valley can win out, you would think that Round Valley is going to probably get the number 1 seed for the upcoming playoffs. Probably, not guaranteed. River Valley might feel like they deserve to be counted in that conversation. They are 7-0 on the season so far. And River Valley ranked number 3 in the state. But you know what's ahead for River Valley? Chino Valley next week and then Kingman to finish out. They'll win those 2 games. But will they beat Yuma Catholic? That game is going on right now tonight. Maybe still underway, you would assume. 2 good teams probably playing a full game. We had a running clock in this one, but probably not in that one. We don't have an update yet, but we'll see if we can find you an update of the score on that game of interest to all of us at the game between River Valley and Yuma Catholic. It's listed as if you look on the AIA's site, they list that as a freedom game. However, I think they're in the same region. It's called a freedom game. Are they in that same region? The 3A West? Yeah, they're both in the 3A West. I don't know why they listed that as a freedom game. It shouldn't be. That's definitely a region game between River Valley and Yuma Catholic. Who is going to win that region? And can River Valley remain unbeaten? That's a big one on schedule tonight. Be looking out for a score, and we'll have that for you by no later than the Ace Hardware scoreboard show coming up in just a little bit. Back on our action tonight. How about a look at the scoring recap on a night that just saw lots and lots of success for Round Valley. Seems like every time they turned around, they were punching something in. And they opened up with their opening possession of the night, a 4-play drive that got them their first points of the game at the 10:02 mark of the first period. Riker Marble, the sophomore quarterback for Round Valley, connected with senior Seth Wiltbank for a 45-yard touchdown pass to start the scoring. Marble is the kicker, the place kicker, after an injury to their kicker last week or the week before. And Marble doing a great job. He added the point after to make it 7-0 with 10:02 on the clock in the first quarter. Next possession for Round Valley, more points. Seth Wiltbank, another touchdown. 35-yard run from scrimmage this time, and he scored at 7:15 on the clock in the first period. The point after made it Round Valley 14-0 in front of Estrella Foothills. Well, Estrella was able to move the football down the field successfully, or rather, I should say, effectively on their second possession, but they couldn't punch it in. They missed a field goal, so Round Valley got it back, and they were able to go on a 10-play. They'll make it a 17-play? No. What is that? Hold on a second. We got issues with our sheet here. That touchdown drive was a 14-play drive. Took 4 minutes and 1 second for them to get the ball into the end zone, and the scoring on that was a 33-yard touchdown run by, it was actually a 33-yard touchdown pass, Riker Marble to Seth Wiltbank. And the third touchdown of the game for Seth at that point came with 11:09 on the clock in the second quarter. The point after made it 21-0, Round Valley in front. Finally, Estrella Foothills would get something on the board on their next possession. They go on a 12-play drive that took 4 minutes, a little over 4 minutes, and it covered 62 yards of field. Estrella Foothills quarterback Cutter Briscoe hit William Bontrager for a 2-yard touchdown pass. The point after was good, and that made it 21-7. But that's all the scoring on the night for Estrella Foothills. Round Valley wasn't done, though. In the first half, they added a touchdown on the very next possession, and on the first play of that possession, it was a 53-yard touchdown pass from Riker Marble to Rowdy Rivera. The kick was good, and it was 28-7. Round Valley in front. Continuing on, and one more score in the first half. This time it was a Seth Wiltbank two-yard touchdown run That came with 24 seconds remaining in the half, and Round Valley had built a 35-7 lead. They took that into the halftime locker room. Coming out for the second half, the Elks on their very first possession, first play from scrimmage, touchdown. Seth Wiltbank, 44-yard run through that Estrella Foothills defense. Point after made it 42-7 with 9:46 on the clock, third period. Next Round Valley possession after an Estrella Foothills fumble. Short field, 40 yards of field in front of them, and all it took was, for Round Valley, it was 4 plays, and then they stalled and had to kick a field goal, and they did kick that field goal. 43-yard field goal converted by Riker Marble, and that made it 45-7. One more chance to score for Round Valley, and they made good on it. Gage Baker off the bench running the football scored a 2-yard touchdown one with 1:59 remaining in the third period. The kick was no good this time. Round Valley had a 51-7 lead, and they kept it throughout the fourth quarter, and they end up with that margin of victory tonight. The Elks are 8-0. They're undefeated, and they are ranked number 2 in the state. We got a couple of victims coming up to join us in our postgame. We'll speak with the quarterback, Riker Marble, here in a moment. Riker with a marvelous night tonight, leading this team on offense. And we're also going to speak to, I believe we'll speak to his teammate, who is the Sports Zone Radio's player of the game. We'll make that announcement now. And that is the 5-touchdown performance of Seth Wiltbank. And he'll pick up that award. We'll have him, I believe, along with us here in just a couple of moments. Grab a timeout. This word in from Hatch Toyota, presenting sponsor of the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week. We'll continue from Round Valley right after this.
Hatch Toyota doesn't have salespeople. We've changed how to buy a car. Now a floor product specialist works with you, and they aren't commissioned.
They're on salary, so when you're approached on the lot or in the showroom, you don't have to panic. Nobody's going to give you the bump and hustle to get you to sign on the dotted line because there's simply no pressure to do so. Hatch Toyota is taking the long view.
The view that involves your complete satisfaction with the whole buying experience. An experience we'd even be so bold to call happy. Who doesn't want to be happy?
And buying a new car is a really happy day. It's time to take the stress out of the day and put in the joy.
Shop ahead at hatchtoyota.com. Our entire fleet is at your fingertips.
Then let us know which model you're interested in and make an appointment with one of our 4 product specialists.
Hatch Toyota, keeping the White Mountains rolling for 25 years.
Hi, this is Chaz Hatch. Get our statewide low price guarantee on every new Toyota. Find out more at hatchtoyota.com or visit us today at the Northern Arizona Auto Mall in Show Low.
Any insurance agent can provide a quote, return a phone call, or claim to have the best rates. But will your current agent fight alongside you if and when you need to make a claim, discuss options when life changes, or put you and your needs first? At the Troy Merrill Farmers Insurance Agency, that's exactly who you'll get. People over profit. Years of expertise and knowledge, personalized service, and a straightforward, comprehensive, and cost-effective insurance solution. Call or visit the Merrill Farmers Insurance Agency now and experience exactly what you've been missing.
The month of October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Summit Healthcare is offering this reminder to schedule your annual mammogram. In fact, Summit is making it simple, easy, and affordable with this special offer. 2D mammos are just $99 now through the end of October. Purchase your voucher at mdsave.com. A physician order is required. To schedule your mammogram, call 928-537-6554. That's 537-6554. Your 2D mammogram is just $99 now through October 31st at Summit Healthcare.
Hey, welcome back into the Round Valley Dome, everybody, and tonight's Sports on Radio Game of the Week broadcast presented by Hatch Toyota. Floyd Simmons here on the call tonight. Very successful night for the Round Valley Elks. They end up with a 51-7 win over the Estrella Foothills Wolves. This was a game night that was supposed to feature Round Valley at Blue Ridge, but Blue Ridge had a COVID-19 problem this week. They had to cancel their participation in the game, and Round Valley went out looking for an opponent. They found one from the far west valley, Estrella Foothills, who was gracious enough to make the trip up here. We appreciate them, thank them for coming along to play football here at the Dome tonight, and they were a valid opponent, a worthy opponent. They fought hard, but it was a great night for Round Valley in getting that 51-7 win. Let's speak to the Sports Zone Radio's player of the game. It's presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. And the guy that picks it up tonight after a 5-touchdown performance, I believe every bit of that coming in the first half, is the great running back who goes out there and plays that receiver spot as well as needed and just does a great job. Let's speak with the senior Seth Wiltbank. Seth, congratulations on the win.
Thank you
All right, Seth. Tonight, I see what's going on here. Every once in a while, Seth, we gotta make some changes, and we'll just throw you on this. I'm sure we can edit that out of the whole thing at the end. Seth, let's check your microphone. Are you hot? Let's hear you. Say something. Say hello. Okay. All right. Very good. Yeah, that works. All right, Seth. Thank you for that. Sorry about that. A little technical snafu. Seth Wilbank, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
All right, man. Your team. You came out. You guys put up almost 500 yards of offense. Almost 300 yards in that first half. Everything seemed to be going right for you tonight. What was it? What were the things that came into play to make for a great night for Round Valley tonight?
I think it's just our O-line. They do a phenomenal job, and just blocking up front, it's just great all the time, getting us yards. We're not moving without them doing their job, so just all thanks to the O-line.
Yeah, I think that Round Valley, there's no question we talk about the weapons. We'll speak with Riker Marble. Your quarterback had a great night tonight. He was spot on throwing the football. I haven't seen anybody in this area throw as accurate as what he was throwing tonight in a very long time. Obviously, there's you and the other guys on that offense that make up these weapons. But go back to the line and talk about them for a second. You mentioned the offensive line. Some of those guys are on the defensive line as well, and these guys are just so stout. Something that maybe we didn't give enough credit to Round Valley for coming into the season, but your line is really where it all begins, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Coach Hazy does a great job with them, just getting them ready each week and prepared, and they do a great job coming out on game day and executing.
Speaking with the Sports on Radio's player of the game, Seth Wilbank, for you a 5-touchdown night tonight, and one of the things that I didn't realize was going to be happening in the way that you guys scheme your offense is that you're going to get out there in that slot from time to time, and on a night like tonight, quite a bit of the time, get out there in that slot and become a target in that passing game as well. And we've seen it happen now so effectively. I really started taking notice in the passing game, even though you guys were doing it before then. How do you like that? How do you like the fact that you get to be all over the place? You ran the ball for 140 yards and 3 touchdowns tonight. You caught 2 touchdown passes and 88 yards in receiving tonight. How do you like being that multi-dimensional weapon out there?
It's fun just moving the ball around and having Riker just slinging me the ball. It's fun.
Okay, so when we watched him last week in the Sholo game, I don't know if it was adrenaline from the how big the game it was, how it was. I don't know if nerves played into it, but he was a little strong last week in that first half, overthrew a few people. Tonight, just dialed, and in fact had some long passes dropped by your receivers out there. He was dropping dimes on guys out there. Is he normally that accurate out there?
Yeah, he comes in every week, practices. He just gives 100%. He's a great leader, great quarterback.
Seth Wilbank with us here on our postgame wrap-up. And Seth, I have to ask you if I don't know how much you love this game. You got some future plans? Are you anybody talking to you? I mean, I think you're clearly a guy who could play at the next level if that were an option presented to you. You want to continue playing football?
Yes, sir. I want to play college ball.
Okay. Are you talking to anybody?
No one specific right now.
All right. Well, the first guy you need to talk to? Talk to Derek Simmons and get your highlight reel put together. Nobody going to do a better job, and he's got miles and miles and miles of film on you, okay?
All right.
That's good stuff, and the coaches are going to like it out there. Anything else you want to mention? Anything else you want to say about another big win? And I don't know, how about your number 2 ranking? Does it mean anything for you guys to perhaps get to number 1? That possibility exists before the season ends.
Yeah, of course our goal is to be number 1. That would be great.
All right. I'll take that, man. Good job. Congratulations. Big win for you guys tonight.
Thank you.
All right. Seth Wilbank is the Sports on Radio's player of the game. We want to thank our good friends at White Mountain Regional Medical Center. They are the presenting sponsors of the player of the game award, and Seth picks that up tonight. 5 touchdowns for him. I mentioned it, 140 yards rushing and 88 yards receiving, and most of that was done in just a single half of football. That's how good that guy is. If you're a college recruiter, you might want to be thinking about Seth Wilbank, that's for sure. Our Game of the Week broadcast and this presentation is brought to you by Hatch Toyota. The Sports on Radio Game of the Week. It's brought to you by Hatch Toyota. And we welcome you back in on a night that saw Round Valley move their record to 8-0. They're still undefeated. Came in ranked number 2 tonight, and we'll see if tonight's activity helps them to maybe jump to that number 1 spot. I don't know. Valley Christian undefeated, and I would think going to remain undefeated through this one tonight. Still the number 1 team in the state, but Round Valley is right there with them. And coming off that big win last week. They get a 51-7 win tonight over Estrella Foothills, and a chance for us to talk to their sophomore quarterback. And again, I want to begin the same place I started a moment ago with your teammate, with Seth Wiltbank. We talked a lot up front about your line play, about what's happening with Round Valley in the trenches, and it is very impressive to watch what your guys are doing up front. You've got to be, as a quarterback, a guy that you stay pretty clean in that pocket. Right. I'm not saying you don't get your contact once in a while, but you stay clean thanks to some pretty good horses up front that give you a chance to release the football. Talk about your guys and what they're doing up front.
They just do a really good job. They're really physical, and they're always giving 100%, and they never give up. So I think they do great.
For Round Valley. And, Riker, tonight I thought you were as accurate as, certainly as accurate as I've seen you this year. We've watched you play multiple times. You haven't thrown the ball, in my estimation, yet like you did tonight. You were spot on all the time. And I'll just say, not to put any added pressure on you as a sophomore, you threw the ball as accurately tonight as I've seen anybody in this region throw in years. Talk about what's gone into that. What kind of work are you putting in, and what's the development like for you in practice?
Just get better and better every day. That's the plan. We just come into practice and improve each day. And I guess today I just had an on night. Sometimes I'm off, sometimes I'm on, and I guess today was just one of those good days.
And your guys on the other end, now they did drop a couple of passes, but when you've got Seth Wiltbank that you can put out there in the slot, and you've got Rowdy Rivera, and you've got other guys, you do have an injured player that hadn't been able to give you service out on the edge. That was going to be one of your great ones, but still, you got guys out there. You got Stockton Brown, who was one of the players of the game last week in your win over Sholo. You got some good tools, some good weapons. Not a lot of depth, but the guys that are out there are pretty strong, aren't they?
Yeah, they do good. Even the guys that come off the bench, like Dallin Walker or Jordan Elmer, they're not in every play. They still step up, and they make plays when they get in.
Talking with Riker Marble, the other part of your game, Riker, is the way you run the ball. And I'm going to change the way I was describing you going into last week's game. I called you a running back that threw the ball pretty well. I'm going to go. I'm off that now. You're a quarterback. You're a quarterback that runs well. Okay, and tonight you showed some of that. We saw that last week against Sholo. The keep, the pull and keep and take it and go down. Again, in terms of development, talk about what's going into making you the best RPO quarterback you can be.
I got to give a lot of that credit to my own line. Just the way that they block, it opens up holes and everything, and I really don't. I mean, sometimes I have to worry about it, but usually there's just green grass ahead.
Can you talk to me about the confidence level of your team? Undefeated to this point, ranked number 2. Clearly, you were not overconfident going into the Sholo game last week. So, is there a level-headedness about this? Who are the team leaders, and what are they doing to help keep this team
get better? You know what I'm saying?
I do, and you guys have not skipped a beat. Coaching change kind of late in the game, and yet with Coach Baca taking over, Brad Baca, it just doesn't seem like the team has really skipped a beat at all. Is that the case?
No, I think we just, after everything that went on, we just get back to work. And
244 yards passing on 12 of 17 tonight. 3 touchdowns delivered by Riker on the night as well. He added a 43-yard field goal. He's now the kicker, the place kicker in place of their injured kicker. He was almost perfect on point afters tonight. I might have jinxed him on one. Let's see how many touchdowns they scored. Did they score 7 touchdowns tonight? I think they did. And he was 6 of 7 PATs and that 43-yard field goal. Great job tonight by Riker Marble. The Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week is presented by Hatch Toyota. And, folks, as we continue on from the Round Valley Dome on the evening here live from the Dome tonight. Everybody, welcome back in. One final visit with the Round Valley Elks on this victorious night tonight, where they hosted the Estrella Foothills Wolves and came away with a 51-7 victory. Our broadcast coverage, the Sports on Radio Game of the Week, is presented by Hatch Toyota. And joining us now is one of the coaches on the staff that's helping put together a pretty spectacular season. His name is Troy Merrill, and he joins us now. Coach Merrill, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, we want to appreciate you, Floyd, and Derek, and all your staff coming out here and really just supporting the kids of the White Mountains for how many years now? As long as I can remember. I think I was in high school when you guys were doing this. So, one, I want to give a thanks to you. And the second thing I want to thank is Estrella Foothills for coming down. They didn't have to pick up the game. And, they came up here and on a short week had to put a game plan together, and we really appreciate their coaches and their kids coming up here to play.
I mean, you need the game, right? I mean, you didn't get a chance to play Blue Ridge tonight. That was going to be a big one for you guys in terms of preparation for the postseason.
put an offense together that fits them. They're a tough offense, that little bunch offense, wing, power football. It's tough, man. He's got 280-pound kids across the board. That would have been a physical game. It would have been a slow-paced game, but it would have been physical. It would have been fun to watch. It would have been fun to coach.
Yeah, and defenses don't like to see that offense coming their way, do they?
No. It's just tough. It's just grind. Who's got more weight coming down at you?
No question. But let's talk about the moment at hand. The big win for you tonight, 51-7. Your guys came out. You're scoring right from the get-go. You had great performances across the board. Seth Wilpink, our Sports Zone Radio Player of the Game. That's White Mountain Regional Medical Center, our latest sponsoring partner that brings us the players of the game now every week. Seth with a great game, and Riker Marble had a marvelous game, as we now say here at Sports Zone Radio. But then it was so many other guys across the board.
Tonight, Seth Wilbank, Riker Marble. Tomorrow night it could be another kid. And one thing I'm proud is our line is physical. They're strong. They're big. They work hard. They put calls together. Robert Haas really has them dialed down. We just got to start getting better, a little more fine-tuned. As a sophomore quarterback, Riker's really starting to grow up. He's really starting to find his element and become a great player.
As accurate as I've seen anybody throw the football in a very long time, what he did out there tonight for your team. Back to your line. When I think about your defensive line in particular, because your great defense is always going to be necessary to keep you in games and give you a chance to win big games and go deep in the playoffs. And when you think about Special K, you think about Keanu Clark, and you guy with the broken hand on the edge that always seems to come up with a timely quarterback sack when necessary, and he forces that run on the edge so well. I think his name is Trayson Merrill, if I'm not mistaken. You've got to feel very blessed and fortunate to have that grouping across the front for you.
And we got to throw a Mondo in there, and I'll even come out, and they play hard, and even when we get our second guys at defensive line, they're tough. You go to Special K or Keanu Clark. That kid's a special kid. He's tough, and Cisco's tough. And, I'm proud of my son, obviously, as a dad and as a coach. And Trey plays hard. He's got a motor. And Pablo, we call him Pablo Armando Irigoyen, but I'm telling you, that kid's got a motor. He not Irigoyen, but Armando Garcia. He's a tough kid. And so we're blessed. And then our linebackers are growing up. Rowdy's stepped up. It's just – our safeties, Stockton had a lot better game today. I was super proud of him. Seth always is tough back there. So you just come and break us down as a whole, and then our second team came in, and they played tough too, and I could keep going on and on how well these guys play together.
Coach Merrill, let me ask you then about, you kind of glossed over number 10, over Trayson, and you said you're proud of him, and then you left it there. So I want to ask you a little bit more about him. Trayson, we got a chance to interview him last week, and and tonight what we got to see was that really great steady dose of yard after contact from the yak yardage from him tonight, where you hit him and he's not stopping. You might tackle him, but you're going to tackle him 5-6 yards downfield, and we saw that multiple times today. Talk about what it takes for a kid to rise to that occasion and to exhibit that kind of toughness.
You just have it or you don't, I think. But as I've coached kids, he just got a motor. He catches the ball. He doesn't want to go down, and he gets those extra yards that we need. He takes a 5-yard throw and makes it a 10-yard gain, a first down. That makes it easier for Coach Balka to call second down. Those kind of things are tough. Some kids just do that naturally. It's just he has that ability. It's that, he's got that toughness. He must have got it from the Rawlings family.
So when he challenges the old bull at home, when it's son versus dad, and you gotta put him in his place. How's that go?
I was taught once that hopefully by the time your son can beat you up, he respects you, that he won't, because he's past that. He could definitely take me, but he's just a good, tough kid, all around. Trayson's just a good kid. I couldn't be more proud of him as a dad, and like I said, but it's not even about Trey. He's just a good kid on a good team, and we have a good group of young men. And all those boys are like my boys. I want to see them succeed. I want to see them do well. And there's not one boy on that team that I want to go to bat for or try to help in any aspect.
You got to keep him healthy, Coach. You got to keep him healthy because obviously numbers are thin here at Round Valley. Not a big student population. But if you can keep him healthy, it's going to be a fun playoff run, don't you think?
Yeah, our goal's the championship, and that's our goal every year. And so, like you said, stay healthy. But our kids step up. If one kid goes down, another kid steps up. But we definitely are a little thinner on numbers than some teams. But our kids always rise to the occasion. They're tough kids. They come ready to play. I'm proud of them.
Well, Coach Merrill, thanks for coming up here. I'm glad that Coach Baca selected you to come up and speak with us tonight, because it gives me a chance to say especially thank you very personally thank you for your partnership with us at Sports Zone Radio, for the Troy Merrill Farmers Insurance Agency, and stepping up and joining us and being a part. We couldn't do what we do. And you asked, you talked about us doing this is 30 years of the Friday Night Football Show. I've been a part of it for 30 years, the host for the past, 12, 13 years or something. We've been around a long time. It's been such a privilege for us to do all that we get to do, but we couldn't do it. Couldn't do it without the great partnerships like the one we have with Troy Merrill Farmers Insurance. So thank you so much for that.
Thanks for letting me be a partner, and too, I'll back you guys up. I appreciate what you do.
You got it. Thank you, Coach Merrill, Troy Merrill, right there. And the final score, 51-7. Big win for the Round Valley Elks. Final score tonight in this one, again, 51-7. The Elks, they remain undefeated. And will they be the new number one team in the rankings when they come out on Tuesday? Who knows? I'm sure that's not their number one priority, but what a great year this Round Valley team is having. And our Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week broadcast is presented by Hatch Toyota. So there it is. There is that. And that brings us right to near the very end of our Game of the Week broadcast, everybody, as we now get past 10 o'clock. We're going to take just one final break, a very short one. Get a word in from our friends at Hatch Toyota. And we'll come back and look at the numbers, the stats in this one before we wrap up the post-game wrap-up and get you ready for the Ace Hardware Scoreboard Show. That's the show the coaches call on the way in just a moment. Stand by, everybody, as we put final touches on the game broadcast from the Dome right after this.
Hatch Toyota is proud to be part of the Show Low community. Owner Chaz Hatch was born and raised in the White Mountains and is a Show Low High alumnus. He knows that local businesses are the lifeblood of a community. So Hatch Toyota takes pride in our efforts to be responsible citizens by being a consistent supporter of nonprofit organizations, schools, and local charities whose efforts benefit our local residents. Hatch Toyota provides jobs for your neighbors, purchases from local businesses, and pays local taxes to support schools, first responders, local arts, and children's sports. Whether you live in Show Low, Pine Top, Alpine, or anywhere in the White Mountains, this is where the dollars you spend with us go, back into the community. So when it's time for the purchase of a new or pre-owned vehicle, come to the dealership run by your neighbors that support your community. Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall and at hatchtoyota.com. Keeping the White Mountains rolling for over 30 years.
It just doesn't matter what you do. There's always a holiday or a special occasion to celebrate with the people who mean the most to you. And that's why there's Hallmark in Pine Top. Whatever you're looking for, we're bound to have it. Stuffed animals, toys, fashion, and accessories. Themed gifts of every kind, and of course, Hallmark's favorite gift cards. We're open Monday through Saturday till 6 p.m. and Sundays till 4. You can't miss our beautiful store just a mile south of Safeway. The Hallmark store in Pine Top.
The team at Beeman Well Drilling is like a great football team. They work hard, they work as a team, and they play to win. Their reputation is second to none, and they proudly call the White Mountains their home, even though they complete projects throughout the entire southwestern United States and beyond. No project is too big or too small for Beeman Well Drilling, so when the time comes for you to punch a hole in the ground, remember the White Mountains' top well drilling team, Beeman Well Drilling. Call anytime, 928-205-7647. Go deep with Beeman Well Drilling.
The year was 2011. Tim Tebow was still playing quarterback in high school, but he was about to become a legend. With his team behind 17-0, he was tackled and broke his leg. Despite the excruciating pain, he told his coach, "Don't take me out of the game, I want to play." Tim led his team back and scored the game-winning touchdown on a 20-yard run. The start of the Tim Tebow legend. This is Sports Zone Radio's Byron Brown with a message from Beeler Orthodontics in Show Low. A message to every young White Mountains athlete to never give up. Beeler Orthodontics. Live life with a smile.
Back in for our final words on the post-game wrap-up of our Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week broadcast. It's brought to you by Hatch Toyota. Thanks for being with us, everybody. Floyd Simmons to put a final thought on this one. And what a great win for Round Valley. Again, they are undefeated on the campaign. 8-0. They've got 2 games left. Big game next week. They host the Snowflake Lobos. And then they'll wrap up with the Payson Longhorns. And we'll see if they can carry in an unblemished perfect mark into the playoffs and perhaps If they do, which would mean they would have beaten Snowflake along the way, perhaps they have the number 1 seed for the playoffs coming up. But there's a lot of football to be had and be played in the next 2 weeks before any of that becomes actual reality. We'll look at the final stats before we say goodnight for you from the Dome. And don't forget the Ace Hardware scoreboard show is coming up from this location as well. We just have to make a transition between game and scoreboard show. We'll do that here in a few minutes. Round Valley ended up with 473 yards of total offense, 12 first downs tonight at home, and they had 229 yards rushing, 244 yards passing tonight in the victory over Estrella Foothills. 9 penalties for 80 yards, a little bit less than last week. How about 133 yards of penalty yardage last week in the Show Low game? Show Low had in that game 146 yards of penalties. Round Valley turned it over one time. They fumbled the ball, lost that ball, and Estrella Foothills was able to get that one takeaway. Quarterback Riker Marble was 12 of 17 for 244 yards, plus 3 touchdowns tonight. His leading receiver was Seth Wilbank, 3 catches for 88 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also, Rowdy Rivera caught 2 passes and a touchdown. He had 60 yards receiving on the night. Trayson Merrill, the tight end, 4 catches for 41 yards. Dallin Waller had 1 catch for 36 yards. Nico Pena, 1 catch for 10 yards. Stockton Brown caught 1 pass for 9 yards. Running the football, Seth Wilbank, 10 carries for 140. It's 14 yards a carry. 3 touchdowns for Seth in the game tonight. The quarterback, Riker Marble, 4 rushes for 34 yards. Rowdy Rivera, 3 carries for 31 yards. Gage Baker, 5 rushes for 10 yards. Riley Harlan, 1 carry for 8 yards. And that kind of wraps up the totals for you tonight on a Round Valley victory. On the other side, we'll look at a couple of those numbers for Estrella Foothills. They had 167 yards of offense, 11 first downs. Ran the ball for 52 yards. They threw the ball for 115, 8 penalties for 70 yards. Fumbled twice, lost 1 of those, and threw an interception for a total of 2 turnovers on the night. Their quarterback, Cutter Briscoe, I like this guy. He's a good quarterback. He was 15 out of 34 for 115 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. His leading receiver was Cannon Scrimmager, and Cannon had 4 catches for 47 yards. Nolan Colanese, 3 catches for 23 yards. Trevor Vaughn, 2 catches for 17. Connor Ballack, 2 catches for 16. Jacob Treppa, 1 catch for 15 yards tonight for the Wolves. And their leading rusher was William Bontrager, 11 rushes for 25 yards tonight. Liam Henry carried it 4 times for 19 yards. The quarterback, Cutter Briscoe, 8 rushes for 3 yards. He was sacked multiple times by the Round Valley defense tonight. Those are your final numbers in this one. The final score is what matters. 51-7, Round Valley with the big old victory tonight over Estrella Foothills. And we all want to say thank you to those fans and the players, the team, for making the trip up, coming up and playing on very, very short notice, and for their willingness to battle a team that is certainly one of the best in 3A, if not the best, Round Valley. And not everybody wants to come and play that game. But the Wolves were up to the task. And much thanks goes out to Estrella Foothills for accommodating tonight. And that's going to do it for our game broadcast from Round Valley High School, the Ace Hardware Scoreboard Show. The show the coaches call is coming up in a few moments from this very location, so we'll continue on for a little time yet here from the Dome tonight, part of the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football Show. 51-7, Round Valley has defeated Estrella Foothills on this broadcast, the game of the week. And we'll be telling you more about next week's game coverage. And we'll get to that here during the Ace Hardware Scoreboard Show. All right, folks, stick around for more football coverage from Sports Zone Radio from the Dome. In just a bit, you are listening to KRFM Sholo, 98.5 FM on your radio. Thanks for joining us online as well. See you next time for the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week, brought to you by Hatch Toyota.
Hatch Toyota is proud to be part of the Sholo community. Owner Chaz Hatch was born and raised in the White Mountains and is a Sholo High alumnus. He knows that local businesses are the